got it. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe. Welcome to session number 51 of the Isles of Iverion. This is a little bit different. This is a little bit of an kind of impromptu session. It was asked of me and asked of all the players, and luckily we were all free, so we decided to have a little bit of a pickup session here the day after the previous session. So it's going to be a little weird. You're going to see this session posted on YouTube in about a week or two. So that means the next live stream, I think, will have already happened. So there might be a little gap, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to fill in the blanks if you're there. Or I might post it sooner. I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet. This is all. I've been focusing on doing the actual prep of the session today, not thinking about those logistics. But no need to dip-dally or delay anymore. Let's go and roll the intro and get into the session. And we're back. Alrighty. So this week we have on summary Felicity. So Felicity, whenever you are, or this session, I suppose is the better phrase. So Felicity, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I remember where we left off. I should have already pulled that up though. It was right after. Okay, yeah, it was right after Draven. Okay. So after the party had like kind of split up for a little bit to get their various tasks done. One, Lila going to Ephraim and helping with the plan on how to purify and cleanse Wheat Hill, basically. Oh my gosh, I almost said Ripper. Eurydice going to bond with her father, and Twig and Nalfian going to deal with the Draven Hunt situation with the Children of the Flame, making sure that all that went through nice and smooth. Well, everything went well, and there was some different various moments at the beginning of the session between characters. Let's see, Twig and Nalfian not only invited Alistair to come with them and travel with them to Hearthcrest, and I guess however long he wants to, they also had a sweet little moment bonding where Twig wanted to talk to Nalfian because she was a little afraid of losing him and wanting to say things just to make sure they're said and nothing's left unsaid. And then Eurydice and Lila got to talk a little bit with similar vibes, talking about the future and not leaving things unsaid or unspoken, and just having so much life left to live and where they'll go from here and beyond. And then Eurydice being able to talk with her father, and her father telling her stories of her mother and trying to connect, and gave her a very sweet gift. So hopefully she's able to feel like maybe some of that lost time was made up a little bit, even though it can never really be regained. But then the party all met up, and unfortunately Blossom and Keothi will not be continuing their travels for various reasons. Keothi having her expectations as an Anakalathai and needing to go back, and Blossom actually finally being able to be a member of the Silent Shields, which is very, very exciting. And even though it was like a sad goodbye for both, everyone was happy that it was all for like the right reasons and good reasons. So they had a final like girls' night to actually like send off and say goodbye. And in the morning, May from the Silent Shields and some of the other Silent Shields came to help with the cleansing of the space. It was totally not Felicity. Okay. I don't remember what I said that it was not. Okay. Oopsie doopsies. Okay, you could just tell me. I'll wait. Like in the order. Ignore. Okay. I will ignore. All right.
What's happening? Continue.
So anyway, they all come and we leave because we're done with this part of the thing. Alistair comes with us. Oh, wait, no. All right. Before that, in the morning, before May comes, Alistair is like, Eurydice, you said some really important things to me. It really changed me. I haven't slept. I've been reading all night. I have a thing, and he pledges to do better in the name of the Dawnbreaker, and basically becomes like sworn to her or upholding things. The details are a little meh right now, but we'll figure that out. Stay tuned to find out more about that. But then we're on our way in order to keep moving, and on our travels, everything seems fine until we run into this horde of undead and an undead beholder, which is sketchy. So, oh, it was not me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so confused. All right. Anyway, I did the summary. This is what happened. Now we're fighting undead. It's gonna be probably okay. There we go.
Ooh. All right. Okay. So
It was River.
we're gonna sort of backpedal a little bit, just because in the rush of trying to get them to the end moment, there was one thing that I forgot. There's a couple things I actually forgot to do while they were still in Wheat Hill. So that morning/afternoon in Wheat Hill, there were a few things that did need to happen. So as all of you are preparing everything that you need, spending the last few moments with Blossom, eating breakfast, joking with each other, just trying to have a little bit of downtime, eventually Alistair does come back down the stairs after getting some much needed rest. And he sits down at the table with all of you, and he says, all right, so I need to, sorry, I had a bit of a rough night last night, and not in the way that I typically would have had a rough night. This was actually, I know you might not believe me, but this was actually in relation to reading books. And I know that seems unlikely. I honestly don't partly believe myself when I say that, but it is the truth. I was reading last night. And Nalfi and I had spoke to you yesterday, and I made the offer about writing the story down, and I still fully intend on doing that, but I don't know, I saw and I have seen what impact all of you can have on a group of people or a city or a place even. And I just wanted to explain it myself, for one, before we went any further. It's just really weird for me, because I really don't like being serious like this, but I respect all of you a lot. And like I said, I really respect what all of you have been able to do, and I'd love to not only write down the story, but to also learn from each of you in a way. And I mean, without all of you, Nigel would, who knows what, the people of Wheat Hill would have, who knows what. And so I just feel like each one of you have, even though some of you are significantly younger than me, I still feel like I have a lot to learn from each of you. And I don't want to change as a person. I want to be better. I'd like to, after I depart from all of you and I go to write down your story and tell it to people, I'd like for the same thing that has happened in my lifetime and time again to not happen. Like, I have a really, really good time with a group of people, and then I get into a lot of debt, and then I have everything that I earned taken from me, and then I start from square one. I'd really, really like to avoid that, because I'm going to be really honest, this is a really high point for me right now, and I'd like to stay this high without the use of illicit substances, if you understand my meaning.
Yeah,
or if you hate me, that's fine too. I totally understand that. I
don't want to speak for everybody, but I think it's very honorable that you are, doing something outside of your comfort zone.
Honorable. Listen, I'm still me at the end of the day. And as much as there's certain things about myself that I don't want to make empty promises. So, to all of you, honest to a T. Yeah, of course. Anybody outside of the group of you, I can't exactly promise that. I mean, I'll try to be better, but...
Listen, if you want to not just write down the story, but be a part of it, there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey.
And I'm sure, other than just kicking your ass at Kingdoms and Castles, Twig can teach you a lot. I could teach you a lot. Everyone here. If you ride with us for a while, you'll pick up some things along. So no one's... And I don't want to speak for everyone either, but I don't think anyone's holding you back from...
And he sort of nods reassuringly, and he says, actually, Nalfian, there was one thing, in whatever time we have, I don't exactly know what we're going to come up on the road, but I was hoping that... Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I said, oh, I do, but no, I don't.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Okay. I understand now. Sorry, I was so into the character, I forgot that you guys are already past this moment. I was very confused for a second. Okay, I don't exactly know what's going to happen. And you see him kind of sigh, and he looks very pensively at the table. Nalfian, you are, at least it seems to me, that you know your way around a weapon in a way that is, one might say, impressive.
Ah, many would say. Or one.
And so, listen, this is honesty, right, to all of you. I've only ever used a dagger to cut meat and cheese and bread. I have been in fights before, but it's the type where you throw dirt in their eye and then you run away and hide.
I remember how we first met you, friend.
You see, verbal altercations, quite good at. Right, I can swing with the best of them. I'm a heavyweight champion of verbal altercations. Physical ones, I'll admit I have a little bit to learn there. So, before we leave, Nalfian, would there be any way you might be able to show me just a thing or two so I don't fucking die, say, if we, like, run into, like, a swarm of skeletons or something, right?
That would be wild, right? A beholder or two, toss that in there.
What's a beholder?
Guess we'll find out soon. I'll slap him on the back.
What are you saying right now, Nalfian?
Fine. Before we leave, a couple things. I can do that.
And I will say,
just have to keep up.
I have to what? Keep up. Okay, yeah. So this is the other thing. Is earlier this morning, Eurydice was the first person up, so I had spoken with her first, and I had, well, I saw what you did, and sort of looking at Eurydice in the sky, and I don't know, I felt like whatever all of you were fighting for, or she has a really strong connection to that, and so when I first brought up the idea to her, and I promised that I would try and be better, well, I had read a whole bunch about, like, you know, stories of, you know, knights and things like that, and they always do the thing with the sword, you know, the way they tap it, and so I just thought it's like a poetic gesture, right? Because that's what I think about most of the time, like poetry and how a story can be phrased, and so she did that, and then now my sword can do this, and he kind of like draws the short sword, and he says some type of celestial word, and the like blade explodes in flame. So I think that I don't know how to use it properly, but hopefully this should pick up some of the pace as he's like waving around a flaming sword.
Careful, maybe be a bit more careful with how you wave it around. But yeah, it should help you a bit.
Yeah, I think that could. Yeah.
Think so? He's like, yeah, he's like pointing it. All right.
Ralph's gonna like fucking not even a care in the world. He's literally with his bare ass hand just gonna like bat it away. I'll take that fire damage. And just like very casually like, yeah, we'll work on that.
Oh, all right. And the flames subside and he tucks it into the scabbard. All right. Well, great. Cool. So that's that. And I don't want to sound too, sappy, but honestly, I think that in all honesty, while you all are great and right, you are well-rounded individuals, I think that there might be a thing or two that I could potentially teach each one of you. Some things I'll have to get back to you on what I think those things could be.
No.
Well, like I said,
I think there's plenty we can learn from all of each other and grow with everybody. I don't think we have to really get specific about anything.
And of course, and I just, you're right. You're right, Lila. Right. But I wanted to be clear that I have respect for all of you, and I can see. I used to read stories all the time, growing up, and then the ones that I read last night. It's not just. It's not like I'm just charging myself to just you, Eurydice. I want to be to be able to help all of you. I can see what all of you can do and what all of you could help people, and I want to be a part of that, and I want to make sure that all of you have the ability to do that. So my oath, which is very weird to say, my oath of devotion isn't just to Eurydice or to the Light, or it's to all of you. To tell your story, to tell it honestly, with a little bit of bend, because, I think that all of you could have a dash bit more cool added to your story. Not that you're not really cool already, but
Alistair, how about we do that training right now?
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll excuse myself. And you can see Blossom says, now wait just 1 minute. Before you go do that training, I think it might be a good idea. Alistair, you and I have done a lot of talk in the past couple of days. We've been in Wheat Hill together, and I think I've gotten to know you pretty well. So, I pulled a couple of strings, and... Well, now, don't go waving it around willy-nilly, but... I was able to find something that I think you may like as a parting gift for all the fun times that we had together. And you can see Alistair as he's like standing up, he kind of cocks his head like, sure, yeah. And you can see she takes out a small like piece of like cloth and hands it to him. And as he unfolds it, you can see there seems to be some type of revolver in there, like a firearm, a gun. Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, is this a... No. Is this from the Wild Ways? Yes, it is. This is so cool. And he's kind of like waving it around, which is worse than the sword. He's not pointing at anybody. He's not that stupid, but he's like aiming down the sights and he's like, wow, that is... what is that? Howdy. Yeah, right? And he kind of like tucks it into his belt. Oh, that's really awesome. Thank you, Blossom. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's no problem. Just make sure you don't go waving it around like that. And listen, I don't mean to be mean, but never try and copy my accent again. I think I'll find you and hunt you down if that's the case. Right. Nalfian, the training? Is that what we were going to do? Right? Yeah, I think so. And he kind of like walks out of the end very quickly.
Well, that's funny. All right, I'll follow.
Okay.
And he'll show him like a couple things.
Yeah, of course. Totally.
Very, like, what you can learn in a morning before we're about to leave, you know.
The things that will save your life if you're...
Is it clear that he's legit never, like, even used a sword before?
No. You can tell that there is, at least, he's very dexterous, very lithe as a person. Like I said, he was like a level 5 thief. So he's able to pick things up rather quickly. That's the entire thing with thieves, is they can pick things up really quickly, and maneuverability is something he's really good at. So while his form with the sword is not great, he's going to at least live, you know, and he'll be able to hit things.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Has a disadvantage roll in every attack. Please no, that's okay.
No, and just so all of you are aware, he's just a level 9 character. anything like this is all flavor.
Kind of figure out, a way to give him his weapons.
Yeah, for the first combat or so today, I'll be running Alistair, but anytime after that, his character sheet is available for you guys to look at on
cool.
So he's a level 5 rogue, so that means he does have sneak attack, and then he's also a level 4 paladin. So he's got sneak attack and divine smite.
Combo.
Yeah, it's gnarly. So yeah, well, we got that. So he'll probably be spending most of his time up front with Nalfian, so that way he can get that sneak attack going off most of the time.
Sweet.
And that also means that there will be somebody with lay on hands next to Nalfian, which is really
sweet.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that was really wholesome. Kind of goes in the vibe of last session.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I meant to do it last session, but I realized that we were starting to go over a little bit, and I skipped over it in my notes, which I felt bad about.
To be afraid of the beholder, I get
it. Okay, so with that, from that moment, Nalfian and Alistair train a little bit more. They have a little bit of back and forth, teaches them a few things. Eventually, May shows up, says the same things that she does. Blossom departs from all of you, meeting up with the other members of the Silent Shields. And they, along with Ephron, handle the situation happening in Wheat Hill. And all of you can trust that from what Blossom has told you and from what May has told you, that the situation will be handled about as delicately as it can be. So, with that, having that information, you depart from Wheat Hill and you head eastward towards Hearthcrest. Now, I will say that since we have the time today, as you're going through the city, or not the city, as you're going through the journey, there are a couple of inns that you stop at, that you stay at for the night. Before we do get to the combat, I feel bad cutting us so short last time, but was there anything that the party members would have talked about as they were in the inns and taverns on their journey? I know this feels weird, but I just want to make sure that before we go any further, that there was nothing anybody needed to talk about before there was potentially a fight.
I mean, also, like, it's not gonna be a thing that, like, Trigger's gonna just be absolutely on Alistair's heels, like, constantly. Get at least 3 matches in a day, you know?
I'd like you to make an investigation check for me.
An investigation?
Yeah. Because Alistair's making a stealth check on the second day.
Stay away from her? Oh my god.
Oh.
That's a 24?
No, he's not.
Oh, God. I don't know. He rolled pretty good, but I don't think his stealth is that good.
Happy to have expertise there, bud, so...
Stealth, nope, that's not good. He's got +8 to stealth, but that's not good enough. As he's looking at what is that? 22. Okay. So, you don't know that he was hiding from you, Twig, but you find him and he was in a really weird place. Like, he was like off across one of the bridges in the forest, and he was just kind of like practicing his sword forms without Nalfian being there to criticize him. As you find him, and he's like, all right, step 2, 3, and repose, and oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. Shoot. I didn't mean that. Sorry, shoot. Hi, Twig.
Hey, I was just wondering if you wanted to play another game?
Oh, yes. Let me just do this drill one more time. I'm trying to get the footwork exactly right. But then after that, we can play a couple more games.
Okay.
Actually,
She'll be like a couple paces to the side, just waiting, like looming presence.
could you, you've been traveling with Nalfian for a while. Could you, and this sounds weird, Nalfian is a great guy. I care for him dearly. He's a little mean as a coach, as a trainer, just a little, and I understand I deserve it. But is there any way that if I run through this form that you could just tell me if it at least looks similar to something he's done before?
I mean, I can try, but I feel like it's better to get it from Nalfian.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know what? Here, let's head back to the tavern. We can play the game. You can only do so much practice in a day, right? Well,
I guess.
oh, come on, let's go. If you're going to be ready for that tournament, we got to get at least a few more games in today.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Okay, so have a little bit of interaction there. You play a couple more games. And for the most part, you two are kind of going back and forth. You two go back and forth for a while, playing different games, and it seems like the two of you are fairly matched as you're going through it. But eventually, after a few days of travel, like I said, those same rumors do pop up of corpses breaking through the ground, graves being robbed, individuals being missing, things that are not natural for this area of the world. Things that are very reminiscent of things that you had seen in Highland Pass or in Sandpoint. As you eventually do make your way to the very small village of Millbridge. As you make your way there, you can see riding atop your horses, there is a large inn and mill that is currently on fire. You can see the clusters of undead clamoring up against the doorways and windows, trying to break through. You can see these flashes of natural green light coming from the inside of the building. And you can see this large, crinkly skinned monster floating above, just hovering above the ground. All of these eye stalks coming off of its eyes. You can see, or off of its body, this head, one large eye in the center, and one large mouth with these two separate rows of teeth. One thin and needly, the other one sharp and carved. A monstrous aberration of a creature. And you can see it shooting these eye rays, these beams out of its eyes at the building, causing these explosions of flame all around it. You can see that there's some type of magical energy emanating from the inside of the mill in an effort to keep some of the damage contained to the outside and not leak into the inside. But as all of you approach, go ahead and preload, and then pull to scene, mill under attack. So with that, all of you approach, and you can see as though the Skeletal Swarms and the Zombie Beholder, they seem to not notice you as of right now. So you could have dismounted a little bit before then, and then made your way here. However, if you plan to get any closer, I'd need you to make a stealth check, because as of right now, they don't really notice you.
Someone echo now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we jump into action here, can Nelf try to maybe a perception roll to try to gauge how many people are still in this building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a perception check. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Perception. 21.
21, okay. From the voices that you can hear, it's a little hard to see because most of the windows have been boarded up. But there's maybe 40 to 45 people inside the building.
Oh, shit. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
Okay. Are they trying to come out, or are they afraid to come out because of the beholder? Like,
Oh, they're definitely afraid. Like, you can see people every
okay.
once in a while, the skeletons kind of break through one of the boards, and you can see there's like an axe that comes down, and another board of wood is placed up against the window and like nailed very quickly into the window.
Oh, lordy. So I did. Sorry, we can roleplay this if we want, but like I did prepare banishment. I know beholders are pretty resistant to magic, so I'm not necessarily expecting it to go off without a hitch. But
Hey man, I think it's worth the try.
Yeah.
Fuck that thing. And Nelf would like 100% support that in character as well.
Okay. I just don't know how we want to approach it in general, but like that's what Lila's gonna do first.
Right.
We could like try and focus on. I don't know, because if we get rid of the beholder, like, it's gonna come back. And if we want to get the people out, we still have to worry about the skeletons.
How does wait. So how does banishment work? Like,
I don't know if Lila would know necessarily, but like if you're banished for a certain amount of time. I think it's like a minute. I think. Let's see. Concentration up to a minute. So she'd have to hold concentration. But at the end of that minute, because it goes back to its original plane of existence, unless it's in the original plane of existence, at the end of that minute, it stays in the original plane of existence. So like, let's say it was someone banished Lila, at the end of that minute, she would come back to the material plane, but I guess technically maybe the Feywild. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like that.
Where are the beholders from?
I don't know. But Joe, would Lila know?
I would say that make a history check for one. Let's see.
Wait, so just so I'm understanding the spell right, so when you cast it and it bamps it away, as long as you hold it for a minute, it'll just stay there? Or
But they make saving throws. Do they?
I don't think so.
Just one.
Just one.
So
Yeah,
I rolled a 20 on my history check.
It really varies. They can be from the astral sea, but also the way that beholders are created is they're literally like dreams that come to life by other beholders. So it just kind of depends. If a beholder was native to the material plane and then sort of had the brain baby beholder on this material plane, then it would be native to the material plane. But it's also a zombie beholder. Like, you can tell that it's undead. And I forgot to mention that any of the skeletons or this beholder itself, there is this sort of like noxious fume that's sort of lingering around them. As you can see, these almost like spores, kind of like myconoids, where they have these like just like small little like not crustaceans, these like crusty mushrooms that are like cresting around different areas of the skin.
Interesting.
So
I still feel like even if it's not from like a different plane, having it away from a minute, that's gonna really help us.
Right. And
yeah,
then we
because
can
that
all
would
just
be
focus on it.
10 rounds of combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Provided
we could
that
deal with things and then be all stocked up and ready to go.
Okay, as we're deciding this, Nauf is going to rip part of his old cloak, not his fancy green one, but his old one, and wrap it around his mouth.
Oh.
And like his nose, and kind of rip off pieces and hand it to everybody so they can do the same.
Are you saying masks work, Kayla?
I am.
Wow.
And I'm gonna rip up another one so we can double up our masks.
Wow.
Oh.
You liberal commie. Wow.
Sorry, man.
Wild. And now Alistair can look like a cowboy.
Oh, he as you turn and give it to Alistair, he says, "You have no idea how much this means to me." As he's gonna like tie it around around the back of his neck, and he's gonna lean to you, Nalfian, specifically, and go, "Let's do this, partner." Please don't tell Blossom.
Nalf's gonna like draw his sword.
Please don't tell Blossom.
No, he's literally gonna say, "Yeehaw."
My boy! I love you so much, Nalfian! Oh shit, sorry.
Nalf's gonna punch him in the gut to shut the fuck up.
He needs a hat.
I feel like Paladin was the wrong choice for Alistair. I should have just done a gunslinger fighter.
Yeah. I mean, we can backpedal again. Like, try one more
Yuri's just
time.
shooting them both looks like you get a grip.
Sorry.
It's important shit to do.
We honestly
Self-
same way that Blossom's voice changed 15 times before it settled on Southern Belle. Alistair might become a rogue fighter that just has a healing ability. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so if Lila would have said that out loud, like Nalf is 100% on this. On
Yeah,
board.
Lila would be communicating that she has that capability and that potentially it could keep that beholder in its OG plane of existence as long as it's not this one. But it could come back, but we could prepare for it.
All of you can
Also-
see that this group of skeletons back here is starting to break through more of the door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we need to hurry.
Hurry. I was gonna say real quick that maybe if we could clear an area, we could get people out. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this is gonna have to be our area if that one's breaking through. All right.
I mean,
Yeah, if we go for them.
up
then
there or down here? Because then you're right by the road, and there's only one group here if the beholder's gone.
that's true.
Let's
I
see.
just-
There's already be like a door or some shit there.
Yeah.
So
just need to get people over here to distract the ones as well. Okay.
So-
yeah. So let's get these peeps.
banishment is 60 feet. I could banish the beholder from here, or at least try, and then we could run in.
Yes,
or
I
do you guys
am.
want to run in and then I banish?
Banish and let's go.
Banish
That-
us,
yeah.
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 Okay, and then Lila might just hold back so that she can keep concentration and just try and not.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we'll do. Anything else
Sure.
before I banish?
Yeah. And
Or-
like, if this is a tree, maybe have her like hide behind this tree. Just don't
Well,
burn.
Because like the
don't
tree
worry.
is on fire. There are like branches and leaves falling down.
All
I
right.
think she'll probably just hang out here-ish so everyone knows where she's at too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Anything else?
Nalf's gonna go this way then and try to clear a spot for people to escape. I don't know if Twig and Yuri want to go the other way. How we feeling about that? I don't know. There's more people on this side. Maybe Nalf should go. Nalf and I don't know. What are we thinking? Fast.
I think Nalf down there, and like he can
Down here.
like handle that, and then like if Yuri and Twig head up that way, and then like I'm sure like Alza and Lila can just split up where they're needed, essentially.
Yeah.
The skeletal swarm down here is starting to break through this doorway.
All right, we're moving,
Right.
Joe. Okay, we're going.
Here we go.
Okay.
Right, Lila then grasps her holy symbol. She lifts her hand. Banishment. I don't
Banishment.
know if there's any words, but I'm trying to do that.
Can you imagine he succeeds?
I mean, he might. They're like spell-y beings, so I figured give it a go. It's a charisma saving throw? What? Weird.
Oh wow, that is good. I mean, it's a zombie.
Good.
Well, you can't tell me that's
DC.
charismatic.
Oh yeah, no, that is a that's an
Yes.
8 -3 because it is undead. Yeah.
All right, yeah, it
So,
fails.
with
It's
that-
banished.
There is just this faint pop in the air as the beholder fades out of existence, ripped from the material plane, put who knows where. Let me read banishment.
Go for
And
it.
she's casting that I cast mage armor because I don't have any
Yes.
AC.
That's good. That's a good move.
Thanks.
Okay, or a harmless demiplane. Okay, so it's just it's in a white box right now and it's very confused, going, what is all
So if the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell before 1 minute has passed,
Yeah.
the target reappears or is
The-
left in the nearest on.
It's the
Otherwise,
paragraph
target-
right above that. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish it to a harmless demiplane.
So it is native here? Are you
It is.
Nah.
Oh,
Damn it.
That's okay.
said
That's okay. That's
Would
okay.
Lila
That's
be
okay.
Okay, we got 10.
to
We got 10 rounds.
Hell?
Yeah, she would.
All right, she'll let everyone know.
All right, let's fucking go,
It's gonna be
team.
coming back. That's okay.
All right, all
We
right.
still
So
got our
I'll
plan.
I'll say you get up to your movement speed to move right now, wherever you want to go.
Okay.
So you want Alistair to go with you, Nalthian? Okay, I'll say your action and a dash, whatever that is.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna get Alfred
That's
up
pretty-
here.
Because Alistair could
Yeah.
get right up here.
For now, yeah, that's fine.
So Alistair will get right there.
Wait. Okay, so we still got. Yeah, never mind.
We could stay behind this wall for real.
Are we?
Just run up here and then shoot them.
Yeah, that's true.
It is a rickety.
But then
It is
that
a.
field's
It's
on
a.
fire.
It's on fire, and this is also like a wooden fence. So it's
on
like 3 feet off the ground. So
I'm just like, because I have to jump over the fucking thing if I go over it. So I'm just like, okay.
I'm just.
There you go. It's up to you.
I'm not. I'm just gonna skirt around that tree and then chill.
Boom.
I go around. I'm just gonna go here, and if I need to jump over, I'll jump over it.
Okay.
Yeah, kick it down. Destroy that
Oh wait,
fence.
that was Echo Nalf.
Sorry, I can't really tell because it's dark.
He's got
That's
like a little blue circle around him.
Oh, okay, neato, potato. Yeah, right next
Yeah.
to Pops there.
Okay, and then Lila, you're hanging out back there?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, all right.
Go.
I would like all of you to go ahead and roll for initiative. Oh, Alistair.
No,
2.
my boy.
Boy.
Look what you've done to my boy. Now it's gonna activate his boots.
Get that plus D8. Yeah.
Yep, because I rolled an 8.
That is
Plus
Guys.
5. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13. Let me add a D8.
Big combatant.
Yes, okay.
15, and then Yuri's at a 12.
Wait, hold on. I can't do math when you're doing math.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I should do basic. It's basic math, but I'm struggling. Okay. We started
19.
from the bottom. Now we're here.
All right. With that, actually, Nalfian, we're going to go ahead and dive into combat. And Nalfian, you are actually first up on the turn order.
Right.
As you immediately, all of you run in, there's that popping noise where the beholder fades. You can see all of the swarms of skeletons. There's maybe like 10 or 15 in this like cluster of this 10-foot radius or this 5-foot radius. They all just kind of turn their heads, all creaking. The mushrooms, as they move, they let out these faint puffs of this like cloudy green mist as they just turn and hiss in your direction.
Lovely. Both Nalfians moving simultaneously are going to
Nice.
activate blender mode.
Flanking a horde.
Whisper. Yeah, it's Whisper and Wind both drawn. My first attack. It's a dirty 20.
Nice, that hits.
Right, please. And my Dawn's Wrath. Spicy. And then second attack. Ugh! Oh, there goes that. I don't know what that was. Shit. Okay, I have another d20 right here. That is a 23 to hit. Smack him.
Nice. Nice. That hits.
Alright, now I'm gonna do offhand. That is another 23 to hit, so that's gonna hit. Sparkle. I don't know, am I just like smacking multiple skeletons at this point?
Yeah, at this point you are.
Fuck yeah, okay. I'm gonna be extra, sorry, and I'm gonna use one of my Unleash Incarnations. And have the Echo have its own special attack. That is a 19. Rah. Double blender mode. Okay.
Nice.
And yep, that was my action and bonus and my incarnation. Okay, yep. That's now.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me.
How we doing? Did I cut some down here?
Yeah. You trimmed probably 4 or 5 of the like 10 or 12 skeletons away.
Okay.
Just absolutely clattering and rattling and just tearing the bones away, thinning out the horde a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his turn.
Yes. Okie dokie. All right, so then we come to this skeletal horde over here. Yeah, turned away from the attention. It's just gonna move over to Twig. It's 20 feet. And you can see, Twig, that all of the skeletons, they don't, instead of just coming up in front of you and starting to swing, you can see that they literally just come around and they begin to envelop all around you, as the only thing you can hear is this like chattering and hissing and the noxious fumes of this like gas coming out of some of these skeletons and the mushrooms and fungus that are on top of them. So for one, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw as you are entered into the same space as them. And for the time being, while you're in here, Twig, you are considered deafened.
Does she get advantage because I made little masks?
Yes, yeah.
So, one because I did roll a 19.
Oh, nice. Okay. So that is a success there. So no need to take damage there. But however, with that, you can see a lot of the skeletons, they're just going to begin to taking slashes and cuts at you. They're going to make 3 attacks. So they are flanking because they're all around you. So that first one is a 15 to hit.
It's not hit.
Second one is that's a 21.
That does hit.
Third one is a 22.
Also, yes.
Okay. So, bop, bop, 2. Okay, of course it's not going to roll the dice for me. I hate you, game. Why do you hate me? Okay. So it's going to be 11 for the first one, 11 points of slashing damage for the first one, and then, 9 points for the second one. So 20 total. And like I said, Twig, you can hear nothing. Even the sound of the roaring flame around you is dwarfed by the bones clattering, the hissing of the skeletons, and the noise of the fungus sort of moving and squelching around on these different creatures. Okay, so that is one Skeletal Swarm. Then we have this one up here. Yeah, which is going to move 30 feet. 60 feet. That's their action and bonus action, but they are just kind of, there's now 2 groups of them that are just completely enveloping Twig, as they're now clattering and clashing together. But that is the end of their turn, as they cannot take an attack. Twig, with that, we come to your turn.
Right. Well, I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
And I want to check something. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna disengage from that real quick. And I'm just, since it is the first round of combat, I'm gonna just yeet myself back. There you go, Eurydice. Merry Christmas.
God damn. Oh my god.
Old.
So no longer deafened.
And then I will summon my little spirit totem. Once again of the little fox boy, and place it so it's going to be benefiting the Nalthians and Alistair, because it's a 20-foot radius, 30-foot radius. And so yeah, that just lets me give you advantage on your attack rolls if you need.
Nice, thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, wow, that is horrendous.
I put a spotlight on you. There you go. You're welcome.
Hell yeah. Holy shit. It's a brat as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Ooh. Can I add an animation to that? Not that it matters, but yes, I can. Light dome. Nice. There you go. That's a little bit less intrusive. A little bit. Okay. Alrighty. So, oh wow. Sorry, my computer's doing something weird real quick. I'm just making sure that it's. Oh wow. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Okay. Wolf. All right. Thank you, Wolf. So with that, Twig, anything else?
That is all she can do, so no.
Okie dokie. Alrighty, Lila, we come to you.
Okay. Just thinking of like 20 different things to do. Okay, let me just read this real quick. Oh, I don't know if that'd be a better or worse thing. Because if I do turn undead, they just have to turn away, like run away from me for a minute. But if we're trying to protect civilians, I don't know if that solved the problem, really. But Eurydice is really close. Did Twig get hurt? Or anything?
Yes.
You did. How are you looking, my friend? Okay.
I'm looking alright. I'm 30 out of 58, so I'm still pretty chill.
Yeah, but Eurydice is right next to them. So I'm thinking I can do Sanctuary on one of you. That's I think the best move because it's not concentration and it can just kind of protect you guys. I don't know who would be the more optimal person to put it on.
Definitely Eurydice, I feel.
Okay. Then
What I could just do, like what I might do is just use Radiant Soul and just fly up. So they can't actually hit me. But, Joe, do they look like they have ranged weapons?
No.
See, if I do that and then you can just heal Twig.
I could just do that. Okay. I mean, if that's what we want to do. Cool. All right. She will heal Twig with Cure Wounds. So she'll just walk over to Twig. I don't think you're out of my range of... Oh, you are. So I will Healing Word you instead. I didn't mean to move myself. Actually, we'll just put myself back. I don't know if I should attack them because if I'm trying to... Okay, I'm gonna move over here so hopefully they don't see me. Healing Word Twig, and then we'll be done. Okay, let me roll Healing Word real quick. You get 7 healing back. And then I will hold my action to shoot if they start to approach me, but I don't think they will. And that's my turn.
Okay, alrighty. Sounds good. So then we come to Eurydice's turn.
Okay, so, yeah, I'll use Radiant Soul, and the 2 wings will appear, and she will fly... what's a good, 15 feet? We'll, go 15 feet up. So that they, are still kind of looking at her, and, she has their attention, but they can't actually hit her, I don't think, because she's too high up. And then for a bonus action, because doing that's an action, I will just, firebolt one of them, I guess. I don't know how many hit points they have. So that's bullshit, but it's fine. That's a 12 to hit.
Ooh, 12 just misses. As you fling the firebolt down into the group of these, the skeletal swarm, you can see it lands and just kind of explodes out onto the ground, just creating a small little patch of flame.
Do I get a height advantage?
Oh, that's right. You do get an added d6 to the roll since you are 15 feet above. Yeah.
That's a 1. Is it
It's a 1?
hit?
Well, you had said a 12, right? So that's a 13 then. And a 13 does hit.
Nice. Got
yeah.
fucking... Yeah. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
2d10 plus radiant shit because I have my wings out.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do maths. So then it's plus my level, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So then it's... I hate maths. Being 24? 24. Yes. Yeah, 24 fire damage.
Alrighty, nice. Very nice. Cool. All right, so 24 points of fire damage. What is that? 9 of that is radiant, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, the bolt of flame flies down towards the skeletons, and you can see in that moment, because you have that height advantage, you're able to toss it down, and it's able to land on 2 or 3 of them as the flames just explode around them, beginning to singe some of the bone and sinew and mushrooms currently exposed on their form. Alrighty. Anything else?
I'll just stay up there and try to hold their attention.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. So then we come to the skeletons over here by Nalfian, and they are going to move on top of you, Nalfian, as they're then going to try and take those 3 attacks at you. As soon as you are enveloped by the horde, you are also deafened. Alrighty. I'll save that. So, currently flanked. That is a 15 plus... What is their thing here? Sorry, I was just trying to... What their thing is. Features. Why is... What? So confused. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be an 18 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, friend.
God bless Ephraim. That second attack definitely is not going to be hit because that's a 14. Third attack is going to be, that's 17 plus 2, 19 plus 4. That'll be a 23. That'll hit.
That'll hit.
That'll be 2d8 damage. So that's going to be, oh wow, this poor d8. Jesus. Oh my goodness. I don't know when that happened. So that'll be 12 points of slashing damage, Nalfian.
Got it.
I'm gonna stop using that D8 because that was really sad. My like stone D8 is like, it's like, oh, it's so broken. Very sad. It's like got this big old chip missing out, which probably also is not good for balance either.
No, probably not.
Probably a weighted D8 now. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alrighty. So there's that going to be for them. Then we come to the Beholder Zombie, who is incapacitated in a white box somewhere. And then we come to Alistair. Alistair is going to run up to you, Nalfian, seeing that these bad boys have you taken. And he is going to take a slash with his flame tongue short sword. Boppity bop bop. That's a 22 to hit. Not very good damage, but he will also Divine Smite on there, using one of his first level spell slots to add what would be an extra 3d8 damage. Divine Smite. Okay. Oh, wow. I didn't roll that public. I'll roll these public. Okay, so then the Divine Smite on top of that. 12. Nice. So that's going to be 5 piercing, and then 6 fire, and then 12 radiant. Boom! So, Nalfian, you can see that as these skeletons are on top of you, clattering and trying to cut and rip and tear into you, you can see that as Alistair comes through, he sort of charges into them screaming, and you can see that it seems as though he's forgot most of his training in the heat of combat, but luckily for him, he's got a flaming sword, so he's able to run into the horde of skeletons and just like wheels the blade around. And luckily with that is able to kill the last of the skeletons that Nalfian had done most of the work on anyway.
Nice.
So with that, the skeletons stop clattering on top of you, Nalfian, as you are no longer deafened. Alistair will come this direction, and peeking through the cart, he is going to take a shot as a bonus action against this skeletal swarm. There we go. Right there. I also realized he should have had sneak attack on that, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. They were already dead. Okay, so gun.
Advantage on that?
Oh,
Bro.
Some advantage on that?
Is it only against enemies within the sphere, or is it just he get advantage?
No. It's as long as the creature's in the sphere.
Nice.
I can give it to you.
Okay, well, he almost fucked up the first time he ever fired a gun, which is a cautionary tale, but there you go. That's so much better. Yeah, all right. So that'll be 11 points of piercing damage from the gun. Good job, Alistair, as he sort of, he leans up against the building and goes, yeehaw, and take a shot. And then you see some of the skeletons clattering. He's going to look back to you, Nalfian, and be like, Nalfian, did you see that? I almost missed, but then I didn't.
No, give him a nod.
Is this what you feel all the time? This is fucking awesome.
I'll give him another nod.
Ah! As he just yells. All right, Nalvine, with that, it's your turn.
All right. Okay, is this like an opening now? Have they like opened it where people can get out?
Yeah, you can see the skeletons had busted away most of the time, and you can see this older man kind of has like an eye patch on one, covering one eye, long, wispy, gray and like salt and peppered hair. He kind of comes up to the door at that moment at the top of the turn and says, what in the world is going on out of here? Are you, you, sir.
Everyone inside, get them to safety.
Oh.
And now I'm just gonna like point this direction towards the road.
Oh, yeah.
Is the road right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Quick.
Lady Juliana, there's people come to help. And you can kind of hear a little bit of commotion in that moment as people start coming over with axes, hacking away at the door. As it seems as though they're making progress to get it down, and hopefully by the end of the round they'll be able to be done with that.
Okay. As they're getting ready to get out, Nalf is going to... God, they're so far away.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull out his longbow. He's gonna start making his way over there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looking at Alistair and say, help these people get out. And he's gonna make his way this way. Ooh, yes, I'll go right to the edge of my little bubble. so I also get advantage. Boop-a-doop. Oh, shit. Nalf's not on the fire.
No. Oh.
Let that go with me. Boop. Okay, that's as far as I can go. And then I'm gonna take a shot. Do I have eyes on that?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Here? Okay.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier.
Okay.
So you got advantage on those attacks.
18. Oh. Let me roll, see if I get a natural 20. Ah, okay, well, fucking natural 20! Oh, motherfucker! Alright. Hell yeah, let me roll this damage for my fucking longbow. Lol.
Hell yeah. So it automatically does a d8.
Plus 9.
Well, plus 8.
Plus 8.
So 17 points of damage.
Yes.
Don't you get the Dawn's Wrath on there as well?
I was just about to throw that there.
So since it was a natural 20, Dawn's Wrath is also maxed out too, so it's another d8, so it's 8 plus 7, which is 15.
Hell yeah.
That was one explosive arrow you sent in that direction. As you can see, it pierced through like 4 or 5 skeletons, the bones just clattering onto the ground.
Nalf looks back to Alistair and just be like, yeah, that's how that shit's done.
Alistair's like, you are so cool, Nalfian! And he's gonna, it's not his turn, but he is gonna start helping them with the door like Nalfian said.
Yeah. I get one more attack. I have 2 attacks.
You do indeed. Okay. With advantage.
Okay. Well, good thing, because that was a 2. I don't know. Well, plus 9, that would have, I don't think that would have hit.
Oh, sorry, what is he getting advantage on? From? Because that spirit aura thing is only for like 1 reaction.
Oh,
that's awkward. Well, how can I keep my natural 20?
Yeah. That was a mess up on my part as well. I didn't catch that, so that's okay. We'll keep the other natural 20.
Okay, well I didn't. I rolled
2 plus
a
9.
2 plus 9.
Yep, 11, which is just a miss. Yeah.
Okay, then his second one does not hit.
Okay, all right. Which is only fair since you got a natural 20 on the first one.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I still had it as well.
That's okay.
Might be.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, you can see it is now the Skeletal Swarm. So like I said, Nalfian, you were able to take out 4 or 5 with that first bow shot thanks to the radiant damage of the area. Yeah, they definitely did. They can see that they cannot reach. They're kind of interested in meals, like whatever the next meal is. Eurydice is floating in the air. They know they can't get that, so they're going to run to the next closest thing, which is...
No. Come here. I shot at you. I shot at you. No. Come here. No, come here. I shot at you. Come here. Look at me. I'm tasting
revenge for you being like, well,
not tasty.
Christmas.
Yeah, like you like dark. You like some dark chocolate?
Well, there you go. This one's coming for the dark chocolate, and the other one's coming for Twig.
Yeah.
So they kind of split up, going to whoever was closest to them in that moment. Jesus. On there. So let me check to see. So this one's still at full. Okay. So the one attacking Nalfian is going to make the 3 attacks, but the one attacking Twig is only going to get to make 1 attack. As that one has been thinned out so much that it is not nearly as deadly. Okay. So we'll do the first 3 against Nalfian. That is a... they're not enveloping you, so they don't get that extra d6. So that's a miss for the first one, miss for the second one, and that's a 19, and your AC is 19?
Yep.
So that'll just be 1 hit then. You got me. All right. D8. That's a D10. Now. D8, D8. 9 points of damage. And the Twig, just 1 attack against you. That is a 14. That's a miss. Yeah, okay. So 14 to hit. That's going to be a miss. As you can see, the 3 or 4 skeletons that are all in here, they try and slash down at you, but they are just unable to make contact. So Nalfian, that's 1 slash into you out of 3, and Twig, that is 0 out of 1 into you. Alrighty. Cool. So that is going to be the end of their turns. That's about the last they can do. Twig, it is now your turn.
Okay, well, buddy, I guess in the center of this thing, but not so it's hitting Twig, obviously. Just gonna get myself a moonbeam going in there.
Ooh.
And so it's a con save, yeah. Con save DC 16.
That is going to be a failure, and actually with 16 points of radiant damage, that is enough to kill them dead. As the moonbeam splashes down this radiant energy, you can see that it just absolutely demolishes the skeletons there as they just begin to disintegrate in the radiant light of the moon. All right, now you just got a moonbeam hanging out there.
Oh yeah, just kind of step back to Lyra. Step away from all that, yeah. Hey Lyra,
these things keep coming after me. Okay. Alrighty, so with that, as you run back to Lila, Twig, Lila, it is your turn. Sort of passing the proverbial torch here.
Yeah, so, again, not wanting to draw any attention to herself, at least as far as this horde, I guess I could make it even more difficult to hit Nalfian instead of into Sanctuary on Nalfian. That might be... I know it must choose a new target, so that's not exactly ideal either. This is hard. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna assume it's gonna be fine if she attacks once these hordes. So she will do...
Whoa! These what? God, Felicity.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
I'll do Guiding Bolt towards the horde, which I think reaches 60 feet. That should be...
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So
Hell within range.
Bolt,
All right.
let's see. Cast and roll to hit. Ooh, 28.
Well, that hits, yeah.
And then how much radiant damage? 18 radiant damage.
Woo.
And advantage the next time whoever hits him.
Okay, yeah.
So, again.
You can see an equal number of skeletons just sort of blown away from the intensity of that attack. That, well, is going to make it a lot easier for someone to hit it next time that someone aims at it. And also, it seems as though it is down to the same amount of ferocity as the one that attacked Twig was, so it's safe to assume it only has the 1 attack left.
Nice. And then she will also just kind of get ready to wave her hand and try and get once Alistair gets people out of there, kind of help direct and be this way, out of here, directing traffic kind of thing. And then that's the end. That's all she can do right now.
Okay, alrighty. Sounds good. So then we come to Eurydice's turn.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna fly a bit closer. Just kind of seeing now taking on this group of people. And see group of people, not horde, because I'm not an awful person. And I will shoot the Chaos Bolt at it at 2nd level. Do I get advantage? Is that what you said?
Uh-huh. Yep, thanks to Guiding Bolt, so that's advantage on the strike.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, those were both not amazing. So that is a... I can't do math. 16 to hit.
That hits.
Hell yeah. Okay, and then we just gotta roll the damage and see what damage type it is as well. I never get the cool thing from Chaos Bolt, but it's fine. It's gonna be cold damage, by the way.
All right.
And that is going to be 9, 15, 20, 29, 29 points of damage.
Hell yeah, man. God, Chaos Bolt is such a good spell.
And I get the Radiant, so it's like... I get the Radiant from the wings, so it's 29, which is quite a bit.
God damn, yeah. Hell yeah, man. Okay, and with 29 points of damage, that is actually enough to destroy the Skeletal Swarm. There was 29. More. There we go. Nice. All right, with that, all 3 Skeletal Swarms are dead. You can see Alistair over here using the sword, hacking in different areas of the boards and everything, until eventually there is a large group of people that flood out. Nalfian, you can see your estimates were about right. There's about 40 people that are filing out of this large building. You can see a lot of them are injured or cut in different areas, and you can see that there is a woman that is also leading a lot of them out. You can see that she is a woman of a darker complexion. She has short, very, very short, tightly curled black hair on top of her head, wearing these robes of deep navy blue with these sort of slashes of orange around them and what look to be feathers coming off the shoulders and around her wrist. You can see that her earrings have this like slight orange glow to them, as well as some very strange type of creature, sort of gently resting around her neck, sort of nuzzling its small snout into her jacket, into a robe, trying to hide itself. You can see that it's some type of fox-like creature, but it's very, very small, and it has these 2 little antlers sprouting off the top of its head. And on top of that, on her other shoulder, there is this small little fuzzball that is maybe 3 inches in diameter, maybe 4. And it has these 2 small little feelers coming off the top of it that have a very similar orange glow to them as her earrings. And those same feelers are also coming off of that fox-like creature. As Nalfian, you were here when it was introduced, you can assume that this is probably... You can probably assume that this is what the older man referred to as Lady Juliana, but she does not look like a lady at all, at least as far as Nalfian has been introduced to. As she exits, sort of helping people out, you can see that as she touches her hand on people, some of the wounds that were there begin to close and heal as she approaches probably Nalfian first in this small bit of time. And I'll go ahead and show you Juliana of the Old Grove here.
Yeah, it is kind of like the pygmy.
Oh,
pup.
she's so cute.
That is really cute. Though she's coming to introduce herself, at some point in the middle of their conversation, Lila's gonna go, "Talk later! We don't have that much time! Get out of here!"
Okay. And they'll continue gesturing people to move on and move out, and she'll kind of come up to all of you and say, I'm sorry, thank you very much for helping, but I just want to clarify what happened to the beholder, the creature that was here before.
Yeah, he kind of looks around to find Lila.
She'll run on up and she'll point to where it left. She's like, it's about to come back right there in about. She's gonna pretend to look at a watch. 30 seconds.
Well, very good. I will stay and help. I'll guide the rest of the people out of here, but then I'll help you fight this thing when it comes back.
Just get the people out first, and if you feel as though you can. I think any help would be needed in the situation.
Of course.
Yep, but we're down to 20 seconds, so let's go get the people out now.
Yeah.
It's really not that much time at all.
It's
like,
really
"I'm
not.
gonna
So Yuri's like, let's fucking go.
All right, yeah, we're going.
No
We're doing it.
cheating."
Okay.
Moving. It's happening.
Alrighty, cool. So move you back here.
Nice.
So with that, you can see this Juliana woman. She does begin gesturing people to leave as they're sort of filing out. Eventually, all the people do get out in the time that was there. Where are all of you repositioning yourselves to in the amount of time before the beholder returns?
Right here.
That is where the beholder was.
So
I
yeah.
would not go there.
Alistair, get the fuck back. Yeah.
I think Lila and Twig, I mean, we probably shouldn't stay right next to each other because, you know, Mass Effect spells, but like, I feel like here, if Twig's gonna, do you want to stay there? Because like Lila could move somewhere right here so we have a little bit of a spread.
If you want to do that, then I'll go like somewhere like here-ish, and then we just kind of, we each have distance, but we're not together.
Also, since I can move this thing as a bonus action,
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
nudge it in so everyone's in okay.
Horse right here, Joe.
Huh?
Is this horse here or no?
No. The horse was cut away and has been now removed.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
This tree, can I put out the flame just like in the brief time we have with my cantrip?
Oh yeah,
Just to
sure.
kind of have cubes.
Yeah. That's fine.
And then I'll just vibe out over here. And I'll go on the floor because my wings are gonna be here for, I think, 1 round whilst the beholder's here, and then they're gonna go because it's both a minute.
Okay.
Can
Yeah, actually,
we?
what do you would say with my moonbeam? I'm just gonna move the moonbeam to just be right where pretty much the beholder was.
Hell yeah.
To hopefully
Yeah.
catch it.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Can we all
Look at that for
hold
a couple
our
rounds, it's
actions to when it appears to fucking all fire
That's
at
a
once?
great idea. Oh, great idea.
Like, Nav will literally pull out his bow and like get ready.
Alistair will sort of like bring the revolver down, ready to take a shot.
You know, I mean, if I can, could I also cast Spirit Guardians and get that out before it comes in and then hold my action? Or would you say that's the action I'm doing before?
I would say that'd probably be your action in order to keep it at least a little fair.
Okay. Lynn,
Do you want me to then get the Celestial as well? Like, we can both do that then.
That's true. And then, yeah, that's actually a great idea. So I can, or the other thing I can do is Spirit Shroud, where Spirit Guardians might be better. I'm going to do Spirit Guardian. Well, I don't know. Sorry. Too many things that you can do as a cleric. I'll do Spirit Guardian.
Okay. All right. So is Lila gonna get a little closer then, so that way she's within range of the? Because Spirit Guardians.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know what? We're doing Spirit Shroud then, because I don't really want to get that close to it. Yeah, we'll do Spirit Shroud. So she will cast that. This is a bonus action, and basically what it does is it adds a D8 to any of my. Let me check and make sure it's not like a melee hit specifically. It's just a weapon. Extra damage with the creature you hit with intent. Yeah, I think it's just a weapon.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be melee. So she'll like, and the way I'm imagining it says like necromancy, but like I imagine she like calls down like the past, like, you know, the constellations and everything, and like especially like the Silver Sisters or whatever. And she will just call them and ask them to aid her on her weapon. Then she'll kind of like rub down the length of her bow and get ready. So I'll just add a D8, I think. And I think it's necrotic damage though. No, it can be radiant. Never mind. Sorry, y'all just heard me go through that whole process. That's what I'm doing. And then she'll hold an attack.
And then I'm pretty sure you also have the blazing bowstring too?
I do.
Yeah.
So I'll add both of those onto it.
Nice, an extra D8 and a D10. Woo-wee. All right.
And that is a concentration, so I am concentrating on that.
Okay. Alrighty, sounds good to me.
I'm gonna put. So the beholder's appearing like from here, right?
Yeah, roughly right there.
Like roughly.
Yeah, right here.
I'm putting a celestial, like right here. So, That's like my 5th level Summon Celestial. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it a defender. I think that's what. Yeah, it's a defender. And then I have all the stats for that, and it goes on my turn.
Okay,
It
let me.
appears here,
Yes.
and it lasts for an hour. So
Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me go ahead and just real quick. Get this. There you go. This is obviously not it. It's a large creature, right? But
let me.
Or is
Yeah,
it
it's a
medium?
large celestial.
okay. This is not it, but it's okay. This'll do. It at least fits the vibe. Bop, 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 boom. There we go. All right. Celestial
I will also say, Triggers
summoned.
also holding a crossbow bolt for it when it does appear.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. So, with that, we'll go ahead and get to the moment right where the spell would have ended Lila, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that, just to keep things organized, let me see. Can I edit this? Just so. Okay, never mind. That's not going to work. That's fine. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start at the top of the turn order as the Beholder returns with this roar, beams, and eyes flying around, ready to strike out, bite, or zap anything that comes into focus. All of those things go off. So we're going to go down the turn order one by one, just so that way we're...
The other dice.
Okay. So the held action that Juliana had here is she is, needless to say, very annoyed at this creature's existence. So she is going to cast Sunbeam at 6th level. Yeah. She's not thrilled with his behavior. Sunbeam.
Wow.
Oh, wow. 30 points of damage? Okay, that's fine. All right. So, shooting the Sunbeam at the Beholder, it is going to need to make a... creature in line must make Constitution saving throw. DC 17. That's a failure, so it's going to take 30 points of radiant damage. And it is also blinded.
Sweet.
I didn't think about that when I...
Nice.
when I cast it. How does that...
Nice job,
Wow,
Joe.
Joe. You said it. It's canon.
Take taxis.
That's so funny. So she literally just pulled such a pro MLG move, and I did not realize, because the Beholder can't use its eye ray attacks if it can't fucking see, so all of its eyes are blinded right now. As that beam of sunlight just slams into the Beholder, crashing into the building, dealing that radiant damage. The Beholder lets out this roar as all of its eyes go white, as it's unable to see now.
Yes.
All right, Nalfian, it's your turn.
Hey.
Or it's your held action, is what I should say.
Yeah. Oh, 13.
All attack rolls against it have advantage as well.
Okay, I rolled a dirty 20. Yeah, that would have been better.
Okay.
That's my bow attack. Not the best on my bow. Not the best on that damage either, man. Rough damage is rough. Okay.
Oh. Alright, 8.
Would you say that Echodolph would have been able to like use an incarnation there?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Plus. Okay. 9, 10. 19.
That hits.
A little longbow. Yes, better. Okay. All right, we went off. Bam, bam. Bam together.
Bam, bam. Look at that. Wow. Okay. All right. Cool. Then we go to Twig's held action.
Okay, well, first off, since Twig moved the moonbeam there, it would take damage from that from a con save.
Mm-hmm.
DC 16.
That is another failure. That was a natural 2, so 17 points of radiant damage.
And then she'd just do her little bolt attacks. That's a 19 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
6 damage on that.
Okay.
And second bolt is 13?
A 13 still hits.
Okay. For another 8 damage.
Nice.
Next
8 damage. Okay, alrighty. 2 bolts fired into it, the moonbeam shining down its brilliance. This thing is just getting radiant damaged to hell right now. Oh my god. Lila!
All right. So is it all attacks have advantage on him right now?
Correct.
Okay. So I will do my blazing bowstring spirit shrouded thing with advantage. Did it roll or is it going to play with me? Okay, there we go. Roll the same fucking thing, but good roll. And then
Really
I'll
upset
roll
for
the-
somebody who hit.
I know it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'll roll my D8. Here's the radiant damage extra.
4 points of radiant damage. Nice.
That's my turn.
Okay, very cool. Alrighty. So then, Eurydice, we come to you.
Okay, so my held action was to summon Celestial Boy. And then
Yes.
his turn, well, their turn is right after mine. So do they then get to go? Is that how that works?
I'll say yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, then they are going to take 2 attacks with the mace that they have because they are a defender. I wrote all this shit down, so it should be. And they do it with advantage, right? In this thing.
Yeah.
Good. One of
Yep,
those
because
was
it's
an
blinded. Yep.
The first attack is a 25 to hit.
Wow. That hits.
And that is going to be... Don't do shit. That was... Well, fuck you, okay. Well, the first one's 9 points. 5 of those is radiant damage.
Okay.
And then second attack is going to be a 24 to hit, which I'm guessing hits, and... Ah, fuck yeah, okay. And then 18 points of damage, 5 being radiant. And then at the end of that, they're going to use one of their abilities to give themselves 1d10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And they get 5 temporary hit points.
Hey, nice. All right. Cool. All right. This is all part of held actions. Then we come to Alistair, who is going to just take a shot with advantage. Goes the whole thing. That's a hit for 5 points of piercing damage. Okay. So then we come up to the top of the round. Those were all the held actions. Now we're actually getting into like the real combat. So we start with Juliana's turn, as Juliana is concentrating on Sunbeam right now. So there is this just mote of like brilliant radiance that is just glowing and shining in her hand. And a 30-foot radius that's dim, or a 30-foot radius that's bright, and then an additional 30 feet of dim light. It is just this pure radiant sunlight that is currently shooting from her hand. What she's going to go ahead and do then is... I think visibly, Twig, since you're kind of hurt, she is going to take a couple steps over to you, and she's going to say, "Here, I can see you're hurt a little bit." And she's going to just rest her hand gently on your shoulder, and she is going to, at third level here, she's going to cast Cure Wounds. So that's 16 healing you're going to get.
It's enough to back up to full. Yeah.
Nice. And you can see that as she like touches your shoulder and casts the healing magic, she kind of looks at you for a second as her eyes kind of narrow a little bit, not in like a suspicious way, but in like a what was that kind of way. And you can see this like this like gnarled wooden staff that she's currently holding in her hand has a lot of those like similar like glowing brightly and then dimming orange motes that are on the sort of coming off the feelers of the fox creature and the small like piece of fluff that's on her shoulder, same as her earrings. And you can see that she just sort of looks down at you after she heals you, and that'll be the end of her turn. Nalf.
All right. Well, seeing as the creature's blinded, Nalf is just gonna lunge himself over the cart. Boop. Hi. And just go hard. Oh, okay. Well, not the first roll. That was a natural 1 on the first one.
It's still advantage. He's still blinded.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hell yeah.
And then if you happen to roll natural 1 again, and Twig can give you a re-roll.
That's okay. I rolled a 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 23 to hit.
Nice. That hits.
Can't hit a fucking blinded creature. No, get it together. Alright. Second attack. Yeah. That is 29 to hit on the second one.
Mm-hmm, that hits.
He's gonna shove his dagger in one of the eyes for funsies. 23 to hit with the dagger.
Okay.
Slice, 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 slice. Can I cut off a couple eye stalks while I'm in it?
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
You're like, jumping around, kicking into the like fleshy, squelchy bits of the undead beholder.
Nah, man. I just have nightmares about these things in the Underdark.
Anything else from you, Nalfian?
No. I'm gonna save my last incarnation just in case I need that for later.
Okay. Alrighty, sounds good. So then we move on to Twig. Twig, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I mean, after the first game over and gave her that look, Twig's was like taking like an awkward like little sidestep of just like, I don't know what that is. And just refocus on the beholder. That is a 26 to hit. For 11 damage. Took me a hot minute there. And for that second nat, that's a nat 20.
Oh my god.
So that's then an additional. Where's my die? There it is. That is an additional. Wait, that doesn't sound right. So max is the dice. Okay, so 8 plus the 2. Okay, 10 plus 5. Okay, yeah. 15.
15, okay, 15 points of damage. So Twig, as you fire the bolt, it lands directly in the middle eye stalk of this undead beholder. As in such a short period of time, you guys did so much fucking damage. As the bolt flies into the center of the beholder, you can see the lifeless eye stalks go limp. But let's see, it took 15 damage.
Yes.
Ooh. So it means to make a con saving throw of 20. Nope, that's failure. So you can see there's a brief moment where you see it try and come back to life after you delivering that final blow, but you can see that it gives up right away and drops down onto the ground dead. No longer blinded, but dead. So with that, as combat comes to a close, you can see that all of the undead have been dealt with as you now look at the burning small village of Millbridge, looking to one another and looking to this strange woman who seems to be a lot more powerful than what she may lead on to some of these villagers. But on that note, that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break, since that is a good moment to take a yield break on. And we'll be back in 10-15 minutes.
These scars long have yearned for your tender caress, to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars own. Rend my heart open, then your love profess. A winding, weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm, to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing, hardening into stone. Amidst the cold, to hold you in a heated embrace. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. I know not if fate would have us live as one, or if by love's blind chance we've been bound. The wish I whispered when it all began, did it forge a love you might never have found? You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to Roll Advantage. We are here. Let's go ahead and dive back into the session. So, picking up where we left off, our group of adventurers had a nice little wholesome moment in Wheat Hill before they left, as Alistair discovered his love for cowboys and how much he would love the video game Red Dead Redemption 2. Then they moved on from there and headed to... What the hell's going on in this audio track? Jeez, all right. I'm done with that. Then they headed off to the small village of Millbridge. Now, as they arrived in the small village of Millbridge, they had found that it is currently being ransacked, ambushed, and destroyed by a collection of undead hordes, and on top of that, one zombie beholder. Now, luckily, our adventuring party, using their quick thinking and strategizing, they were able to not only defeat the skeletal hordes, but also to defeat the zombie beholder before it was able to even fire off any eye rays. Now, one person that they did meet in this sort of conflict was an individual by the name of, well, at least that some of the villagers in Millbridge had called her Lady Juliana. But obviously, from seeing her person and the way that she carries herself, definitely not the traditional idea of a lady. And with that, the beholder defeated, the hordes of skeletons defeated. You can see that she is beginning to, using a collection of different spells, you can see that she begins to sort of conjure these smaller storm clouds, not like super big or anything like that. But using the spell Control Water, creating these, or Create Water, creating these like storm clouds, and just kind of begins to cascade over the building, and extinguishing some of the flames. So with that, as she is doing that, you do see Juliana of the Old Grove. Eventually she finishes and turns to all of you and says, "So, if you don't mind me asking, I'd love to know how exactly all of you ended up here."
I don't mind, at least. We were on our way north to Hearthcrest, and then we heard some rumors about undead being in the area, and then we saw the fire. We heard, cries for help, and had to help.
Well, that was very brave of you, to say the least. Thank you very much. With
Do
so
you
many
have
people,
any? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
with so many people in the building, on a normal day, I could have done something against the undead, but I didn't want to risk any of the lives of the people that were in there with me. So I'm very appreciative of your arrival.
Yeah, I'm very happy we turned up too.
Do you have any idea where these things are coming from? We just came from Wheat Hill and took care of a couple of issues that were happening down there, but I guess we didn't realize how bad things were up here. I'm not sure if there's a connection. I don't know if you know what's been happening down there, or...
Well, needless to say, I live in a bit of a bubble. I tend not to venture too far out from my grove on any given day, and I try to make sure that everything in my surrounding area is nice and tidy and organized. If there are any large problems, my friends, the creatures that live around me, always keep me informed. About the past few days, I had heard quite a bit more coming from them of a sickness coming across parts of the land. Something very, very foul. So I decided to come to town to do a little bit of investigating. Upon my arrival earlier this morning, well, that is when the undead started to show themselves. I was taken aback. They had come from the northeast from here. And I'm, needless to say, a little nervous because I try to keep knowledge of the different groves that exist around me, so should there be any issue that I can't handle myself, I can always go to another druid, someone of equal or at least comparable knowledge to me to try and discover. But there was a man who lived near me, I suppose isn't exactly correct, but his name... Sorry. Whew, man.
Oh, I thought it cut out. I was like, what is his name?
No, sorry, that was my bad. Oh my god, that was a terrible brain fart. For no reason too. His name is William. He had
Just William.
I know, yeah. God,
William.
right. He had been practicing as a druid in this area for many years now, and for as long as I've been here, he's been, I suppose you could call him a neighbor. But I haven't heard from him in quite some time, and it's not strange to not hear from fellow druids for long periods of time. Given our longevity of life and the solitary nature of our existence, it only makes sense. But it's alarming. His grove is northeast of here, same place where the undead came from, and the same place where my friends tell me that there is some type of sickness in the ground. I feel the worst. I fear the worst for William and what may be happening in his home. And you see her kind of look to the group of you and say, I don't know if this is at all possible, but if all of you are willing to help in this circumstance, the people in this village need my help. And other villages in the surrounding area, I need to make sure that they're safe and they're protected from the undead. Is there any way you might be willing to do this for me? Investigate his home, see if you can get to the bottom of it?
Absolutely. And unfortunately, we're no strangers to the undead and those who enjoy bringing them back. Some of this is starting to feel a little familiar to us. I don't want to speak for everyone on that, but you may have an idea or two of what's happening. I'm not sure, but we're headed in that direction. Definitely check it out.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
What was her name again?
Juliana.
Juliana.
We've met people who seem trustworthy before. That's not a check. What the you know what? I'll use my ability and add 2d to that because that was hot garbage. Yeah. Okay. 18.
As far as you can tell, she's being honest. She seems nervous, but that may be more so just about the circumstances revolving around her friend, or at least her acquaintance. But nothing seems too out of the ordinary.
And just kind of like a vibe check. It feels like what we were dealing with in Weed Hill was very much like this kind of battle between Day and the Dark One directly, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this feels like undead stuff, kind of like what we were dealing with before.
Yeah, this is, at least the creatures, they are very reminiscent of what you may have seen upon any interaction with House Markle.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Nalfi kind of looks like to everyone else and see how they're kind of feeling about it. What do we think?
We don't want more people to get hurt. I don't really want to just walk away knowing that there's an issue.
I agree. If we can stop more of these creatures from coming out of nowhere and attacking people. Especially with Weed Hill going to attempt to rebuild. If this kind of passes all the way back down there, then what good was any of what we've done? Now we'll kind of look back to her. We can take a look around and see if we can find William and see what exactly is going on up that way. Like I said, we were headed in that direction as it was.
Good. Thank you. I do appreciate your help, but I will say there is one more thing that typically these points of corruption, they have a source of some kind. And should you find that source, I want you to be able to deal with it. And she looks down and over towards you, Twig. Now, if I'm mistaken, please correct me, but I have a feeling that I'm not. You have a connection to druidic magic, do you not?
I guess so, yeah.
I can sense it in you. Even though you are the smallest and youngest person, I can sense that you're a shepherd, aren't you?
I suppose so.
The way you watch over your friends, you help them, you help guide their everything. I can sense this in you. You, I think, well, your friends are going to be very appreciative to have you in this particular scenario. I want to be very clear that this is not to keep, but if you do find the source of this corruption, in order to cleanse this part of the land, you'll need to remove it. So, and you can see she kind of like traces her fingers along the staff that she has in her hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you borrow this. She kind of gestures the staff towards you, Twig. And
She'll
I'm
very
going
gently take it.
And as you do, you can feel this connection immediately, where somebody else trying to grab it would probably just feel like a stick of wood with like glowy orange spheres in it. But this feels like there is a connection. Now, on top of what it can do, when you find the source of this corruption, you can expend all of the magic that's in there, and she kind of looks around and looks at Lila. I've been around for a while, and I'm assuming you must be, from the symbol on your chest, a servant of Corellian?
Yes.
You must be familiar with the spell Hollow then, right?
Mm-hmm, I am.
In that staff, if you need any guidance, she can help you. But there is the magic to cleanse wherever the source of this infection is. It's very similar to the Hollow spell, but it's focused and it works its way through roots or dirt or mud or grass to a much stronger degree than most divine magic. It's a natural remedy, not divine. But other than that, the staff is very powerful. So be careful with it, treat it with respect, and there may be a few critters who are a little confused seeing you with it. So just explain who you are, explain that I'm letting you borrow it, and should you need anything, hopefully they'll be able to help you.
Okay, well, I promise I'll take good care of it, at least. Thank you, I guess, for trusting us with it.
I have spent a long time getting to know people, and, well, needless to say, none of you have alerted any, red flags, so to speak, except, and kind of looking at, like, Alistair, who's, like, talking and joking with a couple of the people, and he does make one poor-mannered joke about something to do with something being on fire or somebody like this was an explosive good time. It's a joke like that. And she kind of narrows her eyes at him and says, aside from him, so as long as you keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do anything irresponsible, I have a feeling the staff is in very good hands.
He means well, I think.
Most ill-mannered men do, but so little good it does them, right?
Nalfrid very respectfully nods.
Well,
If we are to find William, do you want us to safeguard him back here or have him reach out to you? I'm not sure if things are well. We do need to be heading north towards Hearthcrest.
Of
But I
course.
wouldn't want to send him back if he is injured or.
If he is injured, please have him come and find me. If you have the ability to use communication magic, sending, I believe the spell is. She kind of scans around. Lila, you shake your head.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah,
you
we
find
can-
him, let me know, if you can.
We should be able to keep you notified.
Good.
And DM question: how far away is this place where he's supposed to be at?
Just a day's travel. So it's night right now, so you could probably sleep here and then head out in the morning or get a little bit closer there. But in order to get to the edge of the mucky muck, the corrupted land, you'd need to travel for about 6 or 7 hours.
Okay. And I'm sorry, one more time. You said it's about nighttime now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just travel in the morning then.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say on this staff in particular, and I'm so incredibly sorry. I got so caught up with trying to help these people and save the land, I don't think I ever caught your names.
Ladies first. Looking to like the ladies of the party.
Lila Tatiana.
Lila Tatiana, pleasure to meet you.
And you as well.
Other ladies.
Eurydice will hold out her hand. Eurydice Greenleaf. It's really nice to meet you as well.
He shakes your hand. Thank you.
Yeah, Twig has like a little bit of a moment of hesitation before anything there.
Twig Forrester.
She smiles at you. I thought I recognized that look.
Immediately looks down to the ground.
No. There's nothing to be ashamed of. She looks at you and nods. I'm glad to know that there is still a Forrester that walks and that has not lost the connection to the old ways. Well, lady.
No others then?
Of House Forrester, sadly no. But I know many druids connected to the old grove, the old ways that House Forrester was known for. Maybe. Well. Maybe after you help me with this, should you choose to ever return to your home, perhaps then I can help you with that.
That would be very kind of you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And she smiles at you and nods and says, it was very brave of you to say your name like that. So thank you for being honest with me. She'll kind of pat you on the shoulder. And then she'll go back to standing. And you can see the little fox kind of jumps off her shoulder, and immediately after you say your name, kind of nuzzles up against your side. Now that you're holding her staff, the fox is just kind of like walking around your legs, so that the antlers are kind of poking into your calf a little bit.
He's like trying to like hold the staff like so gingerly, like, you know, that whole like toddler mindset of just like, oh yes, this is important, I will keep it safe. But at the same time, she's also just like, oh, that little fox boy. The greatest conflict in Twig's mind. Yes.
All right.
But she'll eventually kind of like rest it a little bit, so she's got a hand free and give a little ear scratches.
Reggie, respect her distance. All right. You can see the fox kind of chitters a little bit and kind of makes his way back over towards her.
What a chitter.
Now.
Dalfian gonna extend his hand again.
Yes. Ah.
Because like I said, Twig spoke up, and then she had that. The alarm's going off. Hold on. Fuck, it didn't work.
I could hear her say stop, and then it still kept going off. Funny.
I'll say, she, started talking about the Forester name, so he, extended his hand to shake hers, and then, was like, oh, we're not talking about me. I'm gonna put my hand through my hair, smooth guy style. And then, her attention's back, he'll just quickly say, Sir Nelfian Forester, and just kind of give her a little nod.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted to be introduced to, which is fine.
Yeah. No. You're no. You're good. You're good. And she'll shake your hand and says, "Well, I'm glad to see that Lady Forrester has already collected herself a knight." And she'll smile at you and say, Juliana of the Old Grove is going to make a history check real quick. Okay.
On Nelfian? Or Twig? Or both? Or what?
On the situation.
Ow.
Because she makes a connection. I'm just curious, and looks between Nelfian and Twig. Have the two of you been to Tarkir lately? Within the past 6 or 7 months?
We were there for a little bit.
Time passing through.
Have you ever heard the story of the Green Lady?
We have. This summer, I am planning on heading out that way to hopefully meet with her. We have kind of looking at the whole party. We all have business down that way. I'm sure if you are familiar with Forrester name, I'm sure you're aware of the plight that they are struggling to fight against right now and rebuilding.
Very clear on it. The pain I feel knowing that there's a region of this land that is so inhospitable and corrupted for such unknown circumstances. It's a cruel and unusual fate for any land. I'm glad to know that you've already set out on your journey. You, and looking to you, Nelfian, you already seem like a very well-mannered knight. Judging from the way you speak, and what I can tell you may have done. If the Green Lady is watching you, which she almost always is, watching those who have interest in her, as she looks and says that down towards Twig, and looks back up to you. This deed in particular, I can guarantee you that this is something that if she hasn't noticed you yet, she will with this. I've never met her myself, but I would be happy to sacrifice a meeting with the Green Lady if it meant House Forrester could gain back what they lost so many years ago. But, and she kind of looks back, just sort of generally talking to the rest of the group. I've given you all the information I can, and there are people in the surrounding villages that I'm hoping they did not receive a similar fate to those here in Millbridge. I will journey and make sure that they're safe and sound. And whenever you discover the truth of the situation, please let me know. I greatly appreciate all of you for doing this. And she kind of looks over towards where Alistair is still not joining the conversation because he's like, this is definitely an important people conversation. He's not going to be a part of it. He kind of lingers off to the side, and she kind of looks over to him and narrows her eyes a little bit and says, once again, just please make sure he doesn't do anything.
I can assure you. He looks a little rough around the edges, but he means well.
Just kind of nods at you and looks to Twig and says, as a shepherd, I hope you know that there are some members of a flock that may need a little more encouragement than the others. So keep that in mind when it comes to him in particular. It might be a little extra rebellious. She kind of says as a joke.
Takes it absolutely seriously.
And
strong nod. Yes.
I think between a firm hand, and he kind of looks over at Eurydice, thinking back that like telekinesis slap the other night, and not so firm at times. I think there's a good balance.
well,
Nothing to worry about.
I don't care how firm or soft the hand is. I'm just saying that you're going to need a lot of them to keep him under control. She keeps like, Alistair's still talking to some guy who's just trying to like move stuff out of the way.
I love Alistair. I love it. All right.
And she sort of nods and says, well, good. I'll take your word on it. Well, good luck. And I hope to hear from you soon. That. She'll nod, and unless there's anything else that anybody says to her? Nope.
Yeah, Lila, right before maybe she goes, she'll say, sorry, just one quick question.
Mhm.
You were referred to as Lady Juliana? Just curious about the title.
Well, the locals, they see the way that I dress and the power that I have, and they assume that I'm a noble lady of a house or of a royal court, and couldn't be more far from the truth. Many years ago, my father was a farmer in Iverion. I grew up here and I've lived here all my life. And I learned the ways of the old grove, and apparently for some people, they respect me as though I were a lord or lady. That's all.
That makes sense. Well, if it means anything, it sounds like you really deserve the title, so.
Well, thank you, Lila. I appreciate the words of kindness. With that, unless there's anything else, she's going to nod and then head away. Unless there's anything else.
No, but do we want to rest here, fam? Or do we want to get going and then rest? So, what are we thinking?
We'll say that as you're thinking about that, the way that she leaves, just because it's important, is that she sort of turns away from the group, and you can see her kind of take a few steps in a different direction. And then in one fluid motion, as she kind of lifts her feet up off the ground, you can see that her form kind of folds in on itself, and she turns into this like massive red-tailed hawk as she just floats and flies away, flapping her wings.
Is just looking in absolute awe.
Oh.
Well,
My wing's better than mine.
Look at me like that.
they're all feathery and animal-y. Yours are all...
Mine are feathery.
No.
Those
Yours
are
are all
angelic.
angelic-y.
I'm fucking
Angelica.
It's apples and oranges.
And Peggy. All right, we're done. No, we're not done.
Guys, we're going to get copyright strike. Stop it.
Yeah, we were too good. We sound just like it. So do we... I mean, I know they're like rained on the place. I don't know if there's like an inn even to stay here that wasn't like, kind of ruined. So we'd probably camp around here
Yeah.
anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would
Do we
probably.
want to chill here
I
tonight?
feel like,
or-
yeah, we just do that and then we set off in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
cool,
call,
cool.
good call.
Well, if Twig isn't too sleepy after our super easy fight with the boulder, Lila will.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it.
That ball is about to come back. And I was like,
Yeah,
What'd
it
you
is.
say to me, bitch? It's
Resurrected.
5 beholders.
Sorry. 5 banishments. Anyway. She will, if Twig's not too tired and is willing to kind of talk about the staff and what to do, since it sounds like it's going to be not like a quick trip, obviously, but like we don't have like weeks on end to prepare. It's kind of like a tomorrow thing potentially. She'll kind of go to her to talk about the spell.
Yeah, which, by the
Yeah,
way,
I mean-
Twig, it's in your inventory right now.
Nice.
Yes, it's called the Staff of the Grove Warden.
Take a gander.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It is really sick. That's really cool.
But yeah, I imagine like this whole time she's just been like just staring at it essentially, you know, just
Most treasured
taking
item.
all of its shit. Yeah, absolutely. Oh god, there's a lot of text here.
There is. It really just is a staff with charges that allows you to cast spells from it.
I see.
On top
And
of
it
the
has like a stored spell in it. Is it like one of those items?
that is just a magical effect that she put in there. It's not on the text of the item, but it's just something that she put in there special for this circumstance. The thing that is on there though is the bramble barrier. That is a special effect that the staff has.
Ooh. And is Joe, just so I know, is it gonna be the hollow spell, but instead of divine, it's nature based, or is there differences?
No, it's pretty much just the hollow spell, but it's just from a naturalistic sort of standpoint as opposed to a divine standpoint.
Okay, cool. So yeah, she'll kind of come up. I'm assuming we just kind of set up camp and she's
Yeah, for
chilling by her
sure.
staff. She'll come on up and sit down next to her. That's a really big deal.
Well, I mean, it's only borrowing it, I guess. So I just need to make sure it's kept safe, I guess.
It's in good hands. Also, Gemma, what level of spells can Twig cast right now?
Currently she can only cast up to 3rd.
Okay, so knowing that knowledge that Lila has, would Lila understand? Will there be a? I know this is like metagaming, but like a check involved to cast it if she doesn't have 5th level spells?
No, because she's casting it from the staff. So yeah, there's no detriment there. It's not like a scroll. Staff magic is
Okay.
different.
Okay, cool. It's definitely in good hands. The spell's a little intense. It's going to be something, probably the strongest spell you will have casted at that point. And it's a very long spell. It takes about a whole day to fully ritually cast the spell, just so you know what you're getting into. Of course you can do it, but I'm happy to help guide you through that as best I can. But just so you know, it's intense.
Have you ever casted it before then?
I was preparing to cast it potentially when we were in Wheat Hill. I've never had to cast it before. So I did do some research on it. I was prepared to cast it if need be on the Vestiges of Shadow. Didn't have to. So I kind of know how at least I would approach doing it. Granted, it would be through my god and my divine approach. So it is going to be, different. It's always different when you cast spells depending on who can cast the spell, like your connection and where you're pulling that magic from. So I think keeping strong with your connection to nature and maybe even doing, I don't know, your personal choices on how to maintain that healthy relationship with nature and the Mother of Mountains, and the other like nature-based deities. That I think holding on to those throughout the length of the spell are going to be what help get you through it.
But I should be able to, though, right?
Yes. You have all the tools, all the power, you have the capability to do it. I just wanted you to know that it is a very long spell. I've never casted a spell longer than 20 minutes, maybe. 24 hours is pretty big.
But I mean, I'll have all of you with me, though, right? So
Absolutely. And I don't know what the situation's going to look like when we get there, but if need be, we'll protect you.
oh well, hopefully there wouldn't be need for that, right? I mean, if it's just a social corruption, it doesn't mean there's gonna be things there, right?
I hope not. I don't really know what we're getting into. If it's been spreading out this direction, and I'm not trying to scare you. I hope that's.
I'm not. It's not that. I'm fine.
Insight check.
Do you think it's needed?
No. She will take Twig's hands. You are so strong, Twig. I just want you to fully be prepared mentally for this. You can do this. I really, really believe, and no, I'm not even believe, I have full faith that you'll be able to do this. And you will have Nalfian and me and Eurydice and Alistair, who's hilariously apparently your best friend now.
Well, I mean, I guess it would be good. I don't know if practice is the right word for Hazard's Hollow, so thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She'll give you a little hug.
Yeah, she'll hug her back. If you
Being very careful mind of where the staff is completely at all times, just in case. But
I'll let you kind of sit with that for a little bit, but maybe tomorrow morning I'll kind of talk to you about how to set up for the spell and everything I knew on how to approach it, okay?
Right. I would really appreciate that.
She'll give her another tight little squeeze.
Okay. I'd probably say right after the end of that conversation is about when you would attune to the staff, the Grove Warden twig. So I already toggled that on your sheet.
Oh, that is pretty. Beautiful.
Okay. Alrighty. So there we go. Alrighty. As the group of you then settle in for your rest, sitting around the campfire, I would say Alistair would kind of be like propped up against a log, and he would just kind of with a stick kind of be poking the fire in front of all of you and say, all right. So I have a question for everyone. So you know how we so I'm going to write down your story, but any good story about a group of heroes typically has like a prequel, right? It has like a little thing, like a little prelude, like a little how they got to be where they're going to be. And so I'm just curious, from each one of you a moment or a memory that you have from before you met your fellow adventurers. Something that was maybe notable, maybe you helped somebody, you saved somebody, you did something where you discovered who you were. I'm just asking, and I mean, you can lie, and I suppose I wouldn't know, but I'm just curious if there was a moment where you had kind of like a, nice, yeah, this is nice.
Let me think about that for a moment.
I mean, and now we'll kind of like speak up a little bit. I'm gonna be real honest, and I don't think it's a secret to Eurydice and Twig here that before I met Party, I was not the most upstanding kind of guy. Spent a lot of time traveling around, working odd jobs here and there. Spent a lot of time in fighting pits. I had this really fun name. They used to call me the Butcher. That was exciting. But I feel as though my I don't think about that part as my story anymore. I think about what I have right here and now. That man is not who I am. So I don't need a prelude. A prologue, if you will. This is right here is good. This is where Nalfi and Forrester begins.
That's nice. That's really nice. It's poetic.
I'm somewhat of an actor myself. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Nice. Nice.
I'd love
Very
to see a
good.
performance someday then, whenever we have time to do that.
I will say, one of my favorite earliest memories of when I first met these lovely people. And Lila, I will have to take you up on that because you weren't with us quite yet. But I would love to revisit that memory with you. It's when we went to the theater together. We did see, and I'm sorry, Alistair, a William Bossomer show. And it was pretty fantastic, if I don't say so myself.
My goodness. What, did he cast himself as the lead actor? What was it? Was it McElrin? Huh?
I liked it.
I'm sure the production value was wonderful. I'm sure that it was a great production, but he's so stale as an actor. He's just saying the words. He's just cast himself because he wrote it.
I mean, wouldn't you?
No, I
No?
would.
You wouldn't cast yourself in a lead of your own production?
I would never write a role for myself as if I were to be the lead in a production. Yeah, I'm with that. Would I be a side character? Yeah, but I mean, think about it. How conceited do you have to be to, in so many productions, write a role that is for yourself as a lead character? I mean, honestly, did you ever see any of the musicals that he wrote?
I've seen quite a few of his shows. They often come to Hearthcrest. But hearing Alistair literally like admit that he's like not as full of himself as he puts off, she's gonna kind of look to the rest of the party and say, you know, he really talks down about himself just about as much as he talks himself up. So, just saying.
Well noted, man.
I'm not talking down about myself. I just understand that.
No, I'm not saying you're doing it now. I'm saying you did it earlier.
Alistair, I'll tell you what. Next time we are in Raven Rock, we are taking you to see a William Bossomer show. And you're gonna sit front row. Nothing's
All
just
right.
smiling at him.
But fine. But I'm doing that as a favor to you, not for him. Not at all for him.
All right.
Anyway,
Sorry, did I answer your question?
you did, yes. So you enjoyed going to the theater. Actually, you know what? I might write a small scene about that, because then I can. Oh yeah, there you go. I can write Bossoman in as a character. It's a good idea. Thank you for that, Nalfian. Actually, did he? And this sounds very weird, and I'm sorry. There was a rumor going around, last I heard, that he had this weird obsession with cheesecake. Is that still a thing?
I do
Yes.
remember spending a very long time on that topic.
That's so weird, right? See,
I guess everyone's got their thing.
but cheesecake, really? It's weird.
I like it enough.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like he talks about cheesecake as much as you end up talking about him.
Well,
Any-
anyway, so one of my
Thanks,
earliest
Nelfian.
memories.
Nalf's just taking a sip of his water.
I don't know. I think probably the first time I really felt connected with Corellian. I was pretty young. I was really trying to reach out, feel connected to the Feywild. Because I always felt a little different from the Eladrin I've met. They always have like flowers in their hair, or like, the tattoos going up and down their arms. And I just kind of changed colors. So I tried really hard. And that is, I think, the first time he really heard me. I felt this connection, and I felt at home. But I saw, instead of nature and flowers and mountains and fields of grass, I saw the stars. And I was obsessed, obviously, still obsessed. And I'd never looked to the stars to try and connect with him. It was always, through water and earth and the air. And I don't know why he told me or showed me the stars, but it's just worked ever since. And I mean, I really didn't commune with him very often until meeting you guys, but at least from that young age, I had that direction. And then a closer memory to right before meeting you guys, but right when I got on this adventure. That member of the 13, Cassius, who I thought he was my professor, oh my god, for my entire time at Hearthcrest. When we were on the boat traveling south, my sister gave me this candy, and I put it in his food, and it made him miserable the whole trip. And I started feeling a little bad about it for a second, because I did think of him as like my professor, but now I don't regret it at all. Like, he totally deserved to be miserable that entire time. So I just sometimes think about that. It's like those little victories,
So wait a minute. A member of this like elite group of individuals that are these loyal servants to the Dark One. You made him shit himself for the majority of sea travel.
Yes.
That is fucking fantastic. I'm so sorry.
I thought
Twig.
so too.
So sorry. Freaking fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, one of my proudest moments for sure. I've peaked. Can't go back.
You are devious. That is wonderful.
It was my sister's idea, but I wasn't afraid to pull it off, so.
Well, that's definitely going in the story, that's for sure. Well, Twig, Eurydice.
No one ever actually answered. I didn't hear what his original question was. Came up, so I don't know what he's asking me.
I wrote it in chat.
Did you?
I wrote it in the window. Yeah. Scroll up a little bit. He said, "Wait, I'm sorry, I got busy." Did what Alf said, and I said he wants to know what was a good memory before we were all together as a group. But Alf was like, "Nah, my story begins with the group." And then he did say like one of his favorite early memories with the group was being at the theater with everyone.
Oh, damn, yeah.
That's how we got on the Bosserman conversation. That's how we got that to that point.
Okay. Yuri's gonna be honest. She's like, I don't really have many. In a way, my best memory before being part of the group was the day that I was able to escape where I was. It was like simultaneously the worst and best day of my entire life. Where I was able to get this new power and not be held back by, well, a lack of it. But I guess more wholesome ones is just every time that I got to go to the college. Because every now and again I would get to go and get some books, and I really like to read. And I would bump into these people. So I guess technically this isn't before the group, but it is. I bumped into Lila once, and I kind of got scared and ran away because I didn't know how to react to meeting someone, and I just... And there was this other person that I met a few times. She was a librarian, who apparently now... Oh, she's one of your... You have the Morganix card, don't you, Twig?
Twiggle hastily just pull it out. Yes. Hold it up. Yes.
Yeah, I met her like a few times. She was the librarian at the college. So
Yeah, she was
Wait,
great.
like like a librarian, like glasses on the nose, like shh people.
yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Mhm.
Guess you should never underestimate a librarian. Next time I go to a library, I'm going to take those shushes a lot more seriously. Ooh.
Oh yeah. No, apparently she's like a total badass now. Yeah, I would say
Interesting.
going to the college and getting books is one of the best memories.
I wish you didn't run away when we first met.
I'm sorry, we bumped into each other, and then you were so nice, and then there was this like other person with you, and I just didn't really interact with people.
Yeah, that was my first boyfriend, which is even funnier.
Wait,
Oh, you would not have liked him.
I've lost track of the names now. Which one? Was that Chad? Was that Brent?
Oh, no.
Which one
Chad
was
was like, I don't know. I lost track too. No, he was David.
it? Okay. Right. He did look like a bit of a...
Yeah. It wasn't very long. But yeah, I wish we would have talked at least. That would have been nice.
I'm not sure if we would have... I don't know, you just seemed very, like, actually popular and smart, and you were actually at the college, and then I was this, random person from a small town in the Riverlands.
Well,
who
That doesn't matter now. It wouldn't have mattered then either.
But I think I'm glad we're friends now, at least.
Me too. I think we would have been friends then too. Believe it or not.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's very sweet. I'll be sure to include that. It's also so funny how you interacted with, well, the two of you interacted before you ever actually met in this capacity. Well,
Yeah, it's
We're
pretty
smaller than we realize.
cool. Yeah.
well, Twig, what about you?
Oh, I don't think I really have anything to tell. I mean, I feel like you will have years on me anyways, so I don't know. I was just home and then with Aunt Beth, and I don't think any of that was be worth writing about.
No. I think that any happy memory is worth writing about. I mean, when I was younger, needless to say, I went through enough rough times. I was alone, but there were always a few memories that I had. And sure, I could remember them, but I don't know. Reading them always made it easier to remember. Made me feel more connected to them. So, humor me. What was one of your favorite memories with this Aunt Beth?
Oh. Well, I don't know. I guess there was one time where, since there was a little forest near where I was, I would just spend most of my time out there, and well, normally she would just leave me a little note just saying that she was here and normally was dropping off something. But this time she came and found where I was. I guess it wasn't too hard. I was just, I'd managed to find this little group of bunnies, and so I was just talking to them. It's not like they could, I guess, respond to me, at least not then. But she just came up behind me, and I didn't know what was happening at first. I thought that something had come here, and I screamed, but then it was just her, and she just ran in for a hug. And well, since she still had everything out there and just like a little woven picnic basket, and so instead of staying the day inside, we just stayed out there. I guess that would be it.
Well, that's beautiful. I do have one very important question, though. Did the bunnies stick around for lunch, or did you scare them away?
I scared them away.
Ah, all right. Well, that's fine. That just means we'll have to find a group of bunnies sometime soon, and we'll have to make it up, right? Make sure that the karma in the world is balanced.
We can have a little tea party with the bunnies. That'd be so cute.
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea, Lila.
No raccoons, though. Only bunnies.
No raccoons? What do you...
It's a long story. It's a long story.
Well, I mean, they'd be
Very
invited,
long
right?
story.
And
What did
considering
Twig
they've been having lunch, I guess, with Ribdimni now, so surely he would have taught them some manners.
That's right.
Wait. The dark elf man from Wheat Hill, the one who had a scowl that went 4 miles, that man had lunch with raccoons?
Well, I
He's
mean,
really
normally they
sweet.
would steal his lunch, and so
They
I
would
guess he
steal
just
it.
decided it'd be better
You know,
to just...
I started asking these questions because I was genuinely interested, and the fact that you're all lying to me,
Oh, Alistair, you're in for a long night of stories. If this is how you're going to approach that, you need to strap in, bud.
Eurydice a little softer than his scowl gives off.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you insist, I suppose I'll have to take your word on it. But the raccoons. And I'll say, with that, obviously we can montage through that story as you regale him with the tale of Danny, Donnie, and Philly, and He is
Great
engaged.
Sandwich heist.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine like it's a lot of like Twig only saying like the best things about them, and there's a lot of probably making Alfie and be like, actually.
And he's
They
just.
made her cry.
But
They
he said,
made-
sorry, why don't we talk to Elowen? It's fine.
Wait, the mother of mountains, this primordial deity, made a raccoon apologize to you? What is your life? I am so confused.
I mean, if anyone could get a raccoon to apologize, it would be the Mother of Mountains. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
really
but-
not that out there.
I know, but
He didn't really want to at first, so I
he
guess,
didn't
yeah.
want to. What? Oh my goodness gracious!
Look, you saw Eurydice fly and you think this is weird. You're gonna need to like what Nalfian said, buckle up.
You know what? I think that I know what this epic poem or this play is going to be. It's just going to be all of the ridiculous events that you all found yourselves in. Because honestly, as cool as a hero's story is, this is way more entertaining. I have to be honest. Oh my goodness. Well, I am very appreciative of the stories, but listen, I kicked a lot of ass today, so I'm gonna need to
Yeah, of course.
sleep. I did. I thought I did a good job.
Yeah, remember, crack of dawn. I'll see you then, friend.
Oh, you cannot. You're joking, right? It's a very funny
Oh no,
Nalfian.
that's when the workout
Yuri-
really begins.
Oh,
I mean,
all right. You hilarious.
Yuri gives him a
Good
look
reason.
like he's not kidding, and you better be okay with it.
That's right. Thanks for the backup.
You're welcome.
Dawn. Like,
Oh no, honey. The crack of dawn.
like,
Like, before the sun comes up.
all right,
Good night.
all right,
Guess you better get to bed now.
okay. As Alistair weeps himself to sleep,
Oh, buddy.
the prospect of waking up early.
Same.
Mr. I'll make a man out of you.
Oh yeah.
Before we sleep, Yuri will just, using her dagger because it's fucking cool, just tap it on the ground somewhere, like, even though the ground has obviously kind of been burnt and
Mhm.
part of the sea's been ravaged with flame, just like create like a little beautiful little patch of fey flowers and stuff,
Heck yeah, man.
and then go to sleep.
Aw.
That's cute.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else for anybody else?
Are we wanting to do watches or are we just going to sleep?
Oh, now full volunteer to do a watch first.
Oh, we need to do watches.
Yeah. Lila can do a watch as well since she's a Ladrin.
We only need 4 hours, some of us, so we could just have like one of the elvish people up for 4 hours, and then another one, and then just.
got
sleep
it.
in.
All right.
Now we'll insist on the lates to sleep. And he'll stay up.
The whole night?
No. Just for like the first round.
Someone else gotta wake
Yeah,
up
man,
at
he's
some
gonna
point.
power through. Nah. We'll do the first one.
Okay.
He's gonna stay up because he's actually gonna work on something. So
Oh,
Okay.
cute. We love it.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the second watch, Eurydice, or should Lila?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
care.
because we both wake up after 4 hours anyway, so we can.
Oh, I guess we both can. Duh.
Wait, does Eurydice still do though if she's nice more now?
Yeah, she's not. What she is a Fey touched ASMR. So I basically took ASMR and Elf and mushed them together.
Correct.
had a baby
Gotcha.
with them.
So I still have the 4 hour thing.
So we'll tag team the second one.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Because
Cool.
he's gonna sleep the whole time.
Heck yeah. Alistair will also sleep the whole time.
Yeah, he's
Human
just a
folks, high
human,
five.
right?
We gonna need it.
Or is he like a half elf or something?
No, he's a half elf.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, he's half invited to the party then.
Damn, Twig's racist. God.
Twins are, Twig has to be 2, what can I say?
Oh, fuck. Whoa.
Whoops. Anyway.
Dang.
Night.
Alrighty. Oh no, I'm wrong. Sorry. No, Alistair is he's a human. Sorry, on my bad.
Never mind, he's fully invited now.
All right, cool. Nice. All right. Anyway, first watch, Nalfian. What are you doing?
Sorry, I took a bite of pizza.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I figured. Yep, you're good. You're good. So anyway, as the sun begins to set in the surrounding area, you can hear the sound of the small animals begin to chirp and chitter as night falls. And we
I'm here.
see ourselves.
Okay, no?
Okay. All right. there you
Okay.
go.
All right. Yeah. So like, he's going to open up his little journal that he has not written in a hot minute. And I think he's just going to, for like the first part of his watch, kind of go back and like reread some of the older things and just kind of like laugh at himself a little bit for some of the things that he said. And some of like the lengths of which he kind of like the self-degradation, I guess is the word to put it. So he spends a lot of time just kind of rereading over that, but like laughing, you know, it's not sad, it's just kind of, to him, it's like, look at how far you've come in just a short amount of time. And so he's gonna flip to like a clean page and start writing something else. And like every now and then, because this is gonna be private stuff I'm gonna message you about, Joe. He's gonna kind of like look around as if he hopes people are listening, if that makes sense. Write a couple more things down, and it looks like he's like trying to write something in particular. So that's probably what will occupy his night. He's a smile on his face the entire time, so.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's what he's doing.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at these journals.
Oh, are you looking at his?
Yeah, I am. I mean, looking at his journal.
Yeah, man. And I think, hold on. Ah, fuck. I gotta pull it up. I need to actually pull up his journal. Sorry. Now's journal. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, okay. Oh my god, look at this boy. Look at this boy. I'm so proud of him. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Okay. So, he's gonna open to a new blank page. And he's just gonna start writing. I'm just gonna message this stuff to you. But yeah, it's good things, and like every now and then he like said he'll look over his shoulder, smile a little bit. He feels this is a good moment, you know, for him. And I think he will even, once he's finished writing a little bit for tonight, he'll rip out those old pages and toss them into the fire.
Now you'll never know. Wait. Oh, wait. She has unburned, Nalfian.
Well, she's gonna like, no. That's okay. They're not gonna like be like, oh, what was Nalfian's diary?
Yeah. You toss him in the fire, and you let it burn.
But that's all. Sorry, I didn't mean to take too much time with that.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So, with that, Nalfian, go ahead and make a perception check on your watch.
Yep. Let me add 13. 16.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Sorry. I also just took a bite of pizza, and that was a mistake. So, with a 16, your watch goes uneventful, and you're pretty confident you didn't miss anything. Aside from a few villagers passing every once in a while, trying to repair the inn as much as they could, there would be a few that come up to you and apologize for not being able to offer you a room, but there are none available. Most of the furniture was used to board up the windows and doors. But all expressing a genuine thanks for helping them and saving them. So they give you those thanks and move on. But with that, Nalfian, you finish your watch, and Lila and Eurydice, you wake up and are out of your trance, and you are able to take the second half of the watch before the dawn.
Hell yeah.
All right. Lila would probably, try to be perceptive for a bit, and then like try to like maybe like write as well, work on her dissertation a little bit, but then like not super focused on that. She'll like shut the book and turn to Eurydice and point her finger and say, "You know we would be friends back then, right?"
But like the thing is, I was not very good with people.
Okay.
Like, I had no, like, I wouldn't talk to anyone. I didn't have this kind of confidence or any of this. And then you were popular, and I panicked, and I probably would have kept panicking.
But I mean, but if we had the chance to talk when you were like calm, we totally would have been friends. Like, I mean, I understand if like, people made you nervous in general, but I mean, like, if we had the chance to hang out, like, we totally would have been good friends.
If I'd had the chance to hang out with you, I think I would have been a very different person. When I say I didn't meet or talk to anyone, I mean anyone. Like, going out and getting those books, and then very minimal friends. That was the first 20, technically 15, whatever, years of my life. I learned how to be a social person in the 2 years before I met Nalfian and Twig. That's after Day came along and basically shoved me into the world and was like, here, learn how to make people like you. I mean, maybe we would have been. I wasn't really a person,
Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of touched on that before a little bit about what life was like for you when you were living in Wheat Hill with your god-awful aunt. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, she didn't, I don't know why, she just didn't want me to go anywhere. She didn't want me to leave. Even when I was old enough, I was 20, and I was trying to get out of her hair, I guess, and I wanted to go, she wouldn't let me, and I think that might be because she knew what I was. And part of me still thinks it's kind of messed up that she was trying to get rid of me because she knew that I was dangerous or something, and all I ever did was prove her right. But
If she was wise enough, she would have known better, and to have spent the time and money to get you to Hearthcrest so you could have been able to control what was happening. Someone who was clearly gifted. It's not your fault.
I suppose it was a lot of people have told me that, and I sometimes still try to. That's one thing I'm still trying to just kind of deal with, I guess. The things that were my fault or weren't, or It's what I meant partly when I told you that you should never feel ashamed that you haven't killed someone, because that's not, because I have, and it's something that it does stick with you, and you can. People who kill aren't inherently bad people. That's not what that is. But it depends why. That's the real thing. It's more about why you kill. And the that I did was because I was angry and I was hurt. And just knowing that I've done that, it's something I'll never forget. And I'll be able to shake that. And I just don't want that ever for you. You know?
She's gonna bring her in for a hug. If we would have had the chance to talk and I would have known, I would never have let you go home. Just so you know.
I think I would have much preferred to stay with you. I imagine how different things could have been. I wouldn't have had
I
to.
would have had my parents, which, you know, debatably terrible as well. Not that terrible, but you know.
It would have been a whole new. There would have been the whole. I didn't need to choose between. Well, not choose. It wasn't like my two fates were either Asmodeus or the Dark. But
I mean, just because you were not necessarily with your aunt doesn't mean Asmodeus would have left you alone. I think
true.
he's a
You put a
bit.
bit too much in that.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think if I'd actually been able to talk to you, and we would have been friends, and maybe if I did get to stay, that would have been. Things would have been so different and maybe so much better.
I hope they would have been. I'm really sorry. Truly.
It's okay. Me and Nalfian were talking the other day, and well, we were thinking. Well, I was thinking. I had a nice idea, because we want to live near Hasran's Hollow when this all finishes, and we could like put a
I'm sorry, you're skipping steps here.
What? No, I was about to say we could put we could get this teleportation.
So you and Nalfian living together?
But I said we wanted to live near. I didn't necessarily say together. That's you jumping.
I'm good with words sometimes. That was pride.
Let me finish the point.
Okay.
I was thinking we could have a teleportation circle, the keep at Hasran's Hollow somewhere, to the College of Halfcraft. So, me and Twig can read as much, and then you can just come over all the time. And we said we'd need a table big enough for all of you, and it would just, you could always come and visit. And then we wouldn't have to be apart as much, even if we were at different ends of Iverion. Yeah?
Oh, I'm just gonna tear up a little bit. That's like the sweetest thing.
Well, we want to make sure that we always have you guys around, you know? You and Twig, and like, just make sure we're always just, you know.
Yeah, I do think, I know we were talking about the future, but I do think I really want to keep all of you in mind. That is so incredibly kind.
Well, it's just kind of true. I mean, I think it's impossible to not have a future of all of us together at this point.
Yeah, we're trauma bonded now.
Yeah!
No one else gets us.
I mean, look at the things we tried to tell Alistair about, and then he's just like, messing with me. Like, can you imagine we try to explain this stuff to other people?
Yeah, impossible.
Oh, and you know a positive about the fact that Nalfian and Alistair are apparently going to train right at the
Mm-hmm.
we get to watch them.
Yes, we do. That is a positive.
I did give him a talking to. I just I just reminded him of some of the things I can do. Just let him know.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he knows. Sure,
Yeah,
he's
I was
very clear.
I was just making sure because I just wanted to be sure. And you will keep me updated on all this stuff because I keep you updated on me and Nalfian, so you're gonna keep updated on.
My dude, there are no updates.
Well, when there are, you did this to me. I will do this to you.
That's fair. All right. I promise I'll keep you updated. You just got to keep me updated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She'll give her a hug again.
So many hugs. You will hug her
I
back,
know.
and then
I was a hugger.
And then for the rest of the time, they'll just compare tattoos because
Hell yeah.
Yuri is so happy that now they both have like these white tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's pretty cool.
it's pretty dope.
Pretty dope indeed. Okay. So with that, eventually your watch does come to an end. As with the dawning of the sun, Nalfian, you wake Alistair up bright and early, as Alistair is a zombie, pretty much. Like,
Alfie will pour a little bit of his like water skin on him.
I'm drowning. I'm drowning.
He'll dump the whole thing on him.
I'm drowning even more. But at this point, death would be preferable.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right, you want to be a great hero? You gotta wake up.
Oh, but I can dream that I'm a hero as he's like getting up, and I can do anything. Oh, as he's pretty much like polenta, like he's just like a soft, saggy lump in the morning.
What? Okay, yeah. Nalfian will just in like one fell swoop rip the blanket away from him. But
Brutal.
Oh, it's so cold.
you have 3 seconds to get up, or I'm going to make you get up. And now it's gonna kind of like squat down by his ear. You don't want me to make you get up.
Okay, all right. I'm getting up. As he kind of stands. All right, I'm up.
Hey, grab your sword. Let's go.
What? Okay.
Now throw it out.
This thing's sharp. You can't just throw it at people.
Well, that's
Now
the point. You need to
palming
dodge
already.
All right.
You can dodge branch. You can dodge a ball.
All right. I've got my sword. What now?
Oh my god, Nalfian already hates everything about all of this. Draw your weapon.
All right. He kind of draws it and like sets it, like doesn't set it down on the ground, but like the tip of the sword is like on the ground.
Alright, you know what? Why don't we start with something simpler? We'll warm up first, alright?
All right.
We're gonna do about 50-yard sprint that way, touch that tree, round back. We're gonna do about 10 burpees on our way back, followed
No,
by
not
10
burpees.
more, followed by 10 push-ups. We'll do a set of 20 sit-ups. We'll 50-yard sprint that way, 10 more burpees, and then we'll end with a couple of planks. How about that? And go. Nalfian takes off running.
That's a fucking warm up. Oh my god!
We're
Just-
already after you.
oh, I'm going, and he like starts like a slow jog.
Lucky
It's
is
already
gonna
on his way
start
back.
running after Alistair just to get him to start running.
Lila's gonna brush her hair and look in a mirror and get ready for the morning.
Twig's sleeping, Lila's calmly brushing her hair. Like, Now's fucking already on his way back, getting ready to do his burpees. All right, where you at? Where you at? Come on, let's go.
He just touched the tree. All right. I'm awake. And at that point he does. And he is not as athletic as you, Nalfian, but he is able to keep up for a while. It's like the middle point is where he starts to lose it because he does not nearly have as much stamina as Nalfian in this particular instance. But you are at least a little impressed with
CrossFit.
Yeah, Nalfian does do CrossFit.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so your training goes on and he's still learning. Alrighty.
Valid.
Yeah. So with that, all of you gather your things and you begin to head northward then? Or is there anything else you wanted to do before you left the being rebuilt ruins of Millbridge?
Do not have anything.
No.
I mean, just like I imagine in the morning whilst they're preparing and still like, getting themselves ready to leave, like Twig would still be like just spending time just with the staff, just like, okay, you gotta work for me, buddy. And just like, just trying to like really just I guess study it. Like she's obviously already attuned and all that shit, but like she wants to like double attune essentially, That's the vibe.
Yeah, and I guess Lila would probably like show and give Twig any of the like writings or like plannings she had when she was planning on potentially casting Hollow, and kind of just walk her through how at least Lila was going to approach it, but emphasize that like Twig can take liberties. So
Oh, and also, let me just add, after Alistair kind of like, we finish our warm up and we actually do a couple training things. Nalfian, we don't need to roleplay this out or anything, but Nalfian would get Alistair's advice on the working thing that I sent you.
Yeah. I will say,
I feel like, he would be the one to.
Yeah, the one thing he would say is he would kind of look down at it and kind of look up at you, and he'd kind of smile and say, honestly, I'm very happy that you, and he kind of touches his hand to his heart and says, that you would trust me with something like this. This is...
Okay, well, listen. This is not my usual forte, but you seem to be.
All right.
You seem to know what you're doing.
All right.
And I can admit when my skills are elsewhere, but it's really just a name so far.
Well, we can brainstorm a couple of things, and anytime you have progress, you want some feedback, I'll give it to you. But, right, same way that you treat me when we train in the morning, you best believe you come to me for training, as he uses air quotes. I'm gonna exact some revenge, so just be prepared for that.
Nalf looks at him.
Or, just really more like constructive criticism, just to kind of try and help the creative process.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. I really do appreciate it. There's some time, so...
Yeah. All right.
We'll get there.
And he nods. And with that, we'll think about things for a while before he gives you any ideas.
Yeah.
Alrighty, cool. So with that, is there anything else before you guys head out?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Nope.
Lego.
Lego?
All right. So with that, all of you head northward. Now, the journey north is a little different because there is no let's see, there we go. There is no road, so to speak. I mean, there are like little like dirt paths that have kind of been worn down from different farmers sort of riding their carts. But the further and further north you get, the farmlands dissipate as the riverlands turn from like this fresh, fertile soil, and you can start to notice a very discernible difference with everything. There is this foulness that begins to hang over the air after about 6 hours of travel. This just feeling of sickness comes to your stomach. The rivers you can see are plugged up with sludge or a physical sickness of some kind, causing these small gurgles and bubbles from inside the water. There is just this lingering discomfort over the entire place. As you all make your way in, you can see that the forest itself, the marshlands that have taken over this area, are almost impossible to traverse through regular footing. So you decide that the best thing you can do here is, although the water is thick with the sludge, there is what looks to be a small riverboat that you could use to push your way through this sludge, big enough for all of you to fit in, as you understand that there is not really any other way to get through this place other than using that boat. So, the lingering trees sort of hanging over the river, the thick green sludge of water underneath your feet. All of you hop onto the boat, and you begin to push yourself through this thick sludge of water, looking for any type of signs of life or any creature that could hopefully direct you in where you need to go. So, as all of you set out in this new realm of Iverion, nervous for what may come, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Look at that. Woo!
Ew.
There you go.
Sludginess. Sludge.
Sludge. Bloop,
That's
bloop.
gross. It's probably.
It's very gross.
Ooh. It's gross. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe since this is on YouTube. Make sure you ring that bell. Heck yeah, if you made it this far.
Bring it.
So, yeah, we'll see you next time. So, thanks for watching, and see you later.